can't even put your finger on what. Who put those blocks out there? We have, what's the name? The Warren Buffett having block companies and all that kind of stuff and hooked up with Gates. Yeah, and Soros. Yes. Antifa. Yeah. Black Lives Matter. Yeah. All of that stuff. You know, and now we got Susan Rice. Oh, no, 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 no. The foreigners are doing that. And they speaking up real quick when they, they are found out. They're speaking out real quick, and Obama even has to have something, and Biden has something to say. Why don't you just shoot him in the leg? You not shoot the kid, but shoot him in the leg. Why you have to shoot him at all? You guys incited this stuff, maybe? So he didn't say nothing when he was vice president on Obama when they had all this mess going down. I don't recall one time he said anything about Flint, Michigan, I think, and that Chicago thing. No, not one time did he come up there. We need to kumbaya, So I just look at all this fakeness of all these politicians and actors who have to put their little 2 cents in there against Trump. I have never seen such negative ads against Trump because Obama had the military training with tanks in Los Angeles when he was president. So they're talking about, well, he asked for he's going to bring the military. We don't agree with it. My phone broke. I had pictures of tankers on the train in my city, and they had pictures of trains going down in L.A., those of military vehicles, and he had tanks on the streets of L.A. Obama did. But so when somebody is going to get tough with their people who's hired to get out there and be mouthpieces and burn stuff and throw rocks and stuff, then they say, oh, no, 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 that's foreign agents. That's foreign agents. Mm-hmm. Anyhow, that's my beef.
Well, I'm good, sis. I'm real good. Mhm. Yeah. Well, that video of Floyd, it was police officers that got out of the ambulance and put him in.
That's true. And not protocol.
I've sat up and watched it and rewound it and froze it and everything. Those were cops, fully strapped and everything. So that's fuckery right there within itself. Then they changed up his cause of death. It's come out that the cop and him both are porn actors, that the cop do gay porn, and the brother do straight porn. Right. Right. And both done porn. One does straight porn, and the other one did gay porn. I mean, it's just so much fuckery involved with the whole scenario. Nothing about it is right. The way that it went down, nothing. And now they also saying that dude was a meth addict. The Floyd dude. So the whole world is in an uproar over a staged event with a meth addict and a fake $20 bill, they say. Okay. And while they're flooding the media with this George Floyd thing, the trial is actually taking place over the Flynn Muller thing. It's going down on C-SPAN. And they're not talking anything about that. That's what they're trying to hide, the fact that the party is over. And a lot of them are about to go down. There's over 160,000 sealed indictments that are being unsealed. So we know that it's not 160,000 politicians. So those indictments cross over into all walks of life: Hollywood, NFL, NBA, music, all that. Everybody that's speaking out, everybody that set up and put up money to help get those terrorists out, because Antifa is now officially labeled a terrorist organization, and they are worldwide. They shipped people in here on buses and everything. And people set up and let white, Asian, and other fucking foreigners come in they goddamn hood and start fucking shit up and went along with it. Now, I mean, there are some videos out there where people confronted them. They wasn't going for it. But on the whole, these dumbasses fell for it. Hook, line, and sinker. The same thing that they showed you before. And damn near the same script as other old dude who was talking about he couldn't breathe. I mean, he let all the governors, mayors, whoever, deal with the situation in their area. The only time he said he was going to fully send the military in is if they couldn't handle it. He's not about to bum rush us, have us do all this, that, or the other. And the lockdown was to keep people out of the way for these types of events. And even during lockdown, they trick people to come out for some bullshit. You won't come out to go to work or come out just to get some goddamn fresh air. But for some stupid shit, thousands of motherfuckers together without no mask, but nobody worried about no corona, didn't give a fuck about a mask unless they was doing some stupid shit. But now after this, after they didn't trick so many people to participate in this bullshit, now we're going to have a second wave of corona virus. Because they're going to say everybody came out too soon. It's just so much, it's just so much involved in it, and it couldn't go this far if people didn't give their energy to it.
Right.
I don't give a fuck about none of them folks crying, begging for forgiveness. None of that goddamn shit. It's too late for that shit. Motherfuckers know the party is up, and I ain't just talking about the elite. There's a lot of fucking commoners that know what the fuck is going on because they actually read. They actually research shit. You know, people talk about the QAnon movement. I mean, I get it because of who and what it's associated to. Them motherfuckers at least united. What the fuck is it going to take for us to unite and do what the fuck we supposed to do instead of always waiting for somebody else to fucking do something for us? Because that's all motherfuckers doing right now, sitting around waiting for a motherfucker to do something for them. Did nobody want to get out there and riot or nothing like that till they set it up. It took the white motherfuckers to come, hand you dumb motherfuckers bricks, this, that, or the other, and incite y'all. And then we have to be totally honest. It was some of you ignorant rat bastards that was just out there to hit a lick.
Right.
Period. You was out there for fuckery to begin with.
Right.
And innocent lives were took during all this. Where's the protest and everything about these innocent lives that was taken during this bullshit? Mm-hmm. Elderly black man killed for his flat screen TV.
Wow.
Ain't nobody saying shit about that. Black on black is cool. Only time some bother a motherfucker is when a white motherfucker kill a brother. Then everybody up and fucking on. Nobody gets a pass with murder. Nobody. I don't give a fuck who you are, what color you are, nothing. All you bitches need to be put down. Right along with all these elected officials. Y'all keep talking Constitution, but in the Constitution it tells you you have the right to overthrow any government that doesn't serve you properly. So what are y'all doing? Y'all get in on the attempted overthrow of the motherfucker that's trying to actually help you.
Yeah, they are. You're right.
You don't have to believe me. All you have to do is read what he's done.
That's right.
And the more you read what he's done, you see why they so fucking pissed and angry. And they do not give a fuck about any of it. The Democrats showed you that right now with the shit that they just did. Them, Soros, and them, they don't give a fuck about nobody. They trying to save their own ass. Period. All of us is collateral damage or casualties of war if you put yourself in that predicament. Leave them folks the fuck alone. It's not your fight. Let them do what the fuck they have to do. While they're doing what they're doing, you do what you're supposed to do. And simply by you doing what you're supposed to do, all this shit come to an end. It's that motherfucking simple. Do what you're supposed to do. And all this shit ends. I digress.
Brother Sean, I want to mention something. Did you see a photo of his chest tattoos? Those tattoos he belongs to some order out of chaos kind of stuff.
Yeah, I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised at all. That's the only way he got chose for that. They don't just pick random people for that. The people that they choose, they pick for a reason. And I mean, we can even take that back to Trayvon Martin.
Exactly.
And his father being a Freemason. But all of this type of bullshit, I mean, even Barr admitted it on the conference that they had today. He said they've been trying to pull this bullshit since Rodney King.
Yeah, race riot. Mhm.
Yeah, because he was the first one to get videotaped, this, that, or the other. The media got all behind it, this, that, or the other. They pushed for that race war hard as fuck. And then after that, the next big thing was OJ. And they tried to use that to incite a race war. Because that was the first time that you had a trial that publicly televised around the world, around the clock.
They're trying to do it again.
They're doing it. And they're distracting everybody from what was going on. I mean, for a minute, motherfuckers forgot that Corona was supposed to be around. But everybody's on George Floyd now.
Right.
And still ain't really looked up his goddamn background. And they had a funeral for him today on TV, you know, this
Took over
big
TV.
memorial. George Floyd's memorial service. Yeah, they had him a memorial service on TV.
Yep.
Now, people that people actually cared about for one reason or another. I mean, okay, well, let's say Dr. Delbert Blair. When he transitioned, why wasn't there a public memorial service for him? Or any of the master teachers that we can name? No public service for them, no big to-do with the world mourning. Why do you think that is? I mean, you have those that are telling the truth and exposing the system. And then you have those actors that pull you back in.
Right.
I digress. I could go on about this forever and point out a million examples of this same bullshit that they've been doing to people over and over and over
And the
again.
man had his hand in his pocket as he was so-called killing him. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, just like you said, look at all the shit that took place during Obama's tenure. We had more public executions by cop back then than I think we've ever had.
We did.
And none of this shit that Obama, Biden, the Democrats, or Republicans, none of them saying the shit that they saying now. None of them. And nor were the quote-unquote common white folks. Because you could usually go to one of the videos or something and look in the comments, and you always got these motherfuckers talking about he deserved it, he didn't listen to the cops, he should have stopped, this, that. Now all of a sudden they're siding with the quote-unquote black people. Oh, yes, black people have been treated so unfairly.
That's funny. Yep, they are.
But that just started happening when the Floyd saga got televised. I mean, the fact that y'all here lets you know that obviously something went on that wasn't right. But, yeah, I'm done. Sis, did we lose the other?
Ah, yes. she was fixing stuff. Maybe she fixed her way on out.
Can y'all hear me now?
Now we hear you.
Okay, I'm so sick of this shit. Switched to the phone, was working right. Went to the headset, it was working. Now it's not working. I just got to do it real old school style and be on speaker. All right. So, interestingly enough, this Cheryl put in the comments, she pointed out two good things. She said that tattoo on Blood's chest with the double ego,
yeah,
that represents, Cheryl, I have to scroll back up. I think you said 30, you said the double.
Let's see.
I'm sorry, go ahead, sis. Go ahead.
Something about order order from chaos. Isn't that the same thing that Kissinger and everybody else believe? Order from chaos? That's what it says on it.
Yeah, but that double ego represents the 33rd degree, if I'm not mistaken. That's what Sis Cheryl was saying. And then she made another very good observation. Very good catch, Sis Cheryl, because the brothers' beings was a C 320. I'm assuming it was a C class 320. 3-2 represents the 30. She said the 32nd degree. You can look at it two ways, Sis Cheryl. You can look at it as the 32nd degree, or you can take the 2 and meaning they meant 2 3. So that meant that still equates 33rd. So it's all there.
Ordo,
all there. And, I'm sorry, go ahead, sis.
No, I was just trying to read it. Ordo ab chaos. That's the name.
Yeah, order out of chaos.
Mm-hmm.
Order out of chaos. And that's all a part of their secret society stuff. Now, Brother Sean made a very good point about both of you did, about, them pretty much blowing this one up and everybody all concerned, this, that, and the third, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Y'all know I have to throw 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 up in there. But just for the pure fact that it went worldwide and people are honoring him. Let me tell you something. And then Brother Sean made the correlation. Well, what about when, Dr. Blair transitioned? Why didn't he get that notoriety, even within the own melanated community? Here's the thing, family. Whenever you see melanated people getting such notoriety worldwide, you better believe they are in the order and they are of high rank. Now, I know this is going to hurt a lot of people's motherfucking feelings. That includes MLK. It is a lot of strong indications that MLK was of the Masonic order.
Yep.
That's the way it goes. And even Caucasian folks getting notoriety like that, they are in somebody's order, meaning one of those secret society orders. So to me, now my little 2 cents on the little whole thing is, I think it's twofold. Of course, it's distraction. They want to distract you for what's really going on, which is this pole shift. All right? And then the other piece to the puzzle is what they want to distract you from is the fact that they're sneakingly, this is just my opinion on this part, I think they are still trying to start the process of a power shift of turning stuff back over to melanated people. Now, when I say that, melanated people don't start jumping up for joy, woo-hoo, this, that, and the third. They're setting it up to turn it over to melanated people that they want to turn it over to keep the same system going, but giving it a different face. So that's what I feel is going on, because I go back to that article where those gentlemen were talking about, that talk show rather, that I played on the air, where those gentlemen were talking about the stock market and how that BlackRock organization pretty much owns the Fed Reserve, and how they pretty much said that they're going to start putting melanated people in these positions of power.
That's true.
So this is all this is, family, because I want y'all to think. Think of the series that we're doing now about how melanated folks were in control all the way up to the mid-1800s, and then they shifted the power to white folk. They start putting white people in those positions. Now, what really set off for white people to start taking those seats of power? It was a civil war. So as soon as this stuff jumped off, and I heard funk-ass, rag-ass, stinking-ass TMZ, I would not lie on these fuckers, literally say, this is going to incite a civil war. This is going to incite, and I looked, I said, you motherfuckers, that's what y'all trying to promote. And then it put back in my mind, oh, I see what's going on. Now they want to put the race in the forefront and say how motherfucking wrong this shit is, this, that, and the third, because they're going to start strategically placing their people who are in the order that are melanated into these positions of power. So in other words, they're going to put a new face on the same motherfucking fucked up system. Now that's just my theory of 2 cents. I'm sorry, go ahead, Brother Sean.
Make no mistake, they're going to be good corporate citizens. Make no mistake about that. And who are the self-confessed colonizers of the melanated world? Who admits that they had an empire, who admits that the Constitution is what they put in place to govern them. So those are the ones who think that they're about to be back in control.
Yep. Agree.
And you know, even the Queen has stepped down. She's not doing her duties anymore, her public duties anymore. That place is probably pretty much the palace, whatever they call it, castle, whatever. It's deserted because she stepped down too. She's living her regular life, obviously.
It was already deserted. They didn't let her back in there months ago. They locked her ass out of there. She's not the real queen. And they're finally admitting that. They like, bitch, you ain't real royalty, old lizard ass bitch.
Right, sit down, sit the fuck down somewhere, shit.
Right. You about to be put to death just like your nasty ass children and this stuff, all that pedophilia and eating children and all that shit about to come to them. Yeah, I mean, they all involved in that shit.
Yeah.
They all gotta go. All that unnatural shit has to go. Whether we're talking about pale people or melanated people. If you on that unnatural shit, thinking that you about to fucking rule again, thinking that you gonna keep this same, that you gonna change up the change up part of the system, quote unquote,
Right.
give us 6,000 years of peace because they said don't give up your Bible, don't put your Bible down, this, that, and the other, because we also know that melanated them are all deeply entrenched into the Bible. And
Right.
they claim that to be their story, which excludes all the thousands of other bloodlines
Right.
that obviously they had to come up off of. Because they ain't had shit of their own, so they took people's shit.
True that.
And they still trying to do it today. Because they obviously have a problem with the quote-unquote Aboriginal community while claiming to be Aboriginal themselves. I mean, y'all gonna see. Just pay attention to what the fuck going on. And you will see. All skin folk ain't kinfolk. We was at it before them other things came along. And
Right.
you fall for the bullshit, you gonna let the motherfuckers get right back on top.
Absolutely. And all they going to do, Brother Sean, I'm trying to put people up on game. They ain't going to do shit but put a melanated motherfucking face on it. I'm telling you. Mark my words. That's all they going to do. They going to put a fucking melanated face on it. And people going to get all happy, and melanated people going to be on the come up for a motherfucking little bit. And then, next thing you know, it's back to the fuckery where pretty much if you ain't in the clique, you're being suppressed. So, I mean, shit, it is what it is. I don't know what else to say. That's why we keep saying on this show that now is the time for folks to be smarter than following the narrative that is given. And that's especially when it's coming to pitting race against each other, because that's the narrative that they have followed for the last 200 and some change odd years. And this shit is deeper than that. It's much deeper than that. They give less than a fuck about your color. It's about how you're connected with them. And in order to be at the top and to start getting into those higher degrees, to be in the very center of those degrees, so higher than the 33rd and all of that jazz, you have to have a tie to them via bloodline. And we keep showing you over and over and over again through the research on this show that bloodline ties back, the bloodline of the controllers ties back to melanated people. This brother, shout out to Brother Rod, he be on Facebook dropping a lot of spiritual knowledge. And so he just dropped some information on the conquistadors. I already knew it. I keep telling y'all, you want to go by color, who was doing whom. Conquistadors was fucking melanated.
Spanish, yeah.
Melanated.
Yeah.
Spanish melanated. White, I'm going to say this again. White folks did not hold those seats of power until the mid-1800s. And even in the Americas, we're finding out that a lot of those first founding fathers, they were fucking melanated and at a minimum mulatto. So it's time for folks to wake up. And I'm talking about the 5%. The 1%, we already know what it is. We've been consistent telling y'all what it is. And we're not going to waver from that. Because we're done with the cycle of low vibration. We are personally done with it. We have moved on to the higher realms. We are telling you that this pole shift is associated with, not associated, it is with the bringing in the new dimensions. So you have to make a personal choice. Do you want to stay in the current dimension, or do you want to go to higher dimensions? And you can't bring that fuck shit with you. You can't bring it. You can't bring that low vibrational behavior, thinking, none of that. The choice is yours, and it's okay. If you want to experience, quote, quote, melanated people ruling and all of that, knock yourself out. Now, what I can't promise you is that the environment is going to be hospitable to you. So meaning from a climate perspective, I can't promise you that. I don't think that it will be. I think the shit is going to freeze over, and the new realm, that's going to be the tropical paradise. But if that's what you want to experience, being in 3D to rule in a melanated skin, now's your chance. You're witnessing it. But I'm not interested in bullshit. None of it. Because if melanated people ruled all the way up to the mid-1800s, and the shit was fucked up back then, so I'm supposed to be impressed how? Because melanated people are supposedly going to get the seats of power and help rule things for the same system? Nah, bro, I'm good. I'm personally good.
Mm-hmm. And according to melanated doctrine, it's only supposed to be 1,000 years.
Yeah.
So that means you don't care nothing about your future generations.
Exactly. Your bloodline.
Right. All the bullshit gonna fall on them like it fell on us.
Like it fell on us. Absolutely. Absolutely. Because somewhere in our... I'm sorry, go ahead, Brother Sean. What you say?
I was just saying, repeating the cycle.
Exactly, because... Sorry, I had to take a swig of water. You know, our ancestors cannot tell us that they didn't know what shook down. They knew what shook down. They were ashamed. They were embarrassed, so they hid it. And yeah, they say it was for safety. Okay, I'm going to give them that a little bit. Just a little bit. But they were ashamed because they lost it all. And to show you how deep this shit is, especially those that are doing their genealogy and heritage, when you run across some motherfucking European records on your side, how fucking shocked were you? I know I was shocked. At first I thought it was white folks. I said, nah, they bullshit me. No. But I couldn't deny it because it was my great fucking grandmother who directly tied back. She wasn't even fucking born on this soil on one side of the family. My fucking mouth dropped. I'm like, wait a minute, you mean to tell me? And when my great-grandmother was living, I was still alive. She lived a long time. She lived to like 102, 103. So she didn't transition until I was a young adult. So I remember her. So you mean to tell me nobody fucking said anything? And to be real honest, to keep it real, I wish my grandfather was alive to run this past him. I'm sure he didn't even know. So that means she hid it from them. So this is why I make the statement, find out who you are. Sweep around your own doorstep. Clean up your bloodline. This shit is important. It's important. So no, I'm not brushing shit up under the rug. Now this is me personally. I'm not brushing shit up under the rug. None of that. It is what the fuck it is. That's what got folks in the situation that we're in now. And repeating cycles. I ain't repeating a motherfucking thing. Now, I've put it out in the ethers to break my generational curses. Now, what they choose to do with it, that's their fucking business. But I'm not repeating this cycle no more. I've learned the lesson quite well. I'm good. So with that said, ran across a brother, and I encourage you all, he's on YouTube. I'm going to try to play this, y'all, on my stereo. His YouTube channel is called New Earth Productions. This brother knocks it out the park. He knocks it out the park. This particular video, he talks about the black sun versus the sun simulator. So I'm going to play this. I'm going to have to go on mute to play this. So hold on, family. I got so much equipment, Jimmy rig. So I'm going to play this, and then we're going to come back, chop it up, and then we're going to get into tonight's topic, because I also have for you all, we got to finish that Payseer stuff, because I got some bombshell information in that. Plus, I want to finish up reading through those companies, and then we're going to get back into the white trash. So again, and before I forget, I'm not going to be able to do it tonight, probably. But Brother Caramel put out a new video. So if time permits, I might come back and play the first 15 minutes of his video too, which I highly encourage the family. If you're not subscribed to that brother's channel, definitely subscribe to it. He is also digging into the same information that we're digging into, but he has a series out that he did years ago about who's really the slaves, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So he just put out a new video. So I'm going to play a couple of minutes of his stuff also tonight, if time permits. All right, so let me shut the hell up and try to pull up this video. Hopefully y'all be able to hear it. Ain't shit else work right tonight. I had to Jimmy rig it. So let's see here. So hold on for me, family. All right, let's try this again. Fuckery at its finest. So hopefully y'all be able to hear this. Let me see it.
Bang, bang, what up, fam? Look, guys. Yo, fam, let's do a quick drop on the sun simulator and the black sun and all that real quick. Let you know what they proposed about the solar minimum and all that. So we're going to reiterate that, I guess, or iterate it. I don't know, whatever. So look, in your sky, currently in your sky, you have a fake LCD sky. I know you're not going to believe me. I don't give a shit. The sun you see, that yellow fucking hot, blazing white fucking sun, it's a simulator. It's not fucking real. You can go look up the patent for the simulator. There's a patent for it, so whatever. Our real sun is black. Our memories have been erased, so we don't remember when it happened. It was just the other day. You think it was millions of years ago? It was just the other fucking day the invasion took place, okay? They blacked out our sky, like in the movie The Matrix, because we're the ones who feed off the sun. You know how they be like, oh, the machines feed off the sun? No, it's us. We feed off the sun. They flip the fucking story. Vampires don't feed off of the sun. We feed off of the sun. So they block the real sun, put up their fake simulator that they could live under, so they could create this false light construct. Your matrix that you're in, the shit that is covering over what's really here. You are walking around hypnotized. You understand? You're not seeing what's really in front of you. That's why you only see 0.000000001% of the fucking light spectrum, okay? That's why you're blind. You're literally in the pods of the matrix right now in your body, because your body's been shut off and fucking been turned into a coffin to hold you, like a cell. That's why you have cells. That's why they call it cells. They made your body into a prison, a prism of light. Prism, light prisms are prisons. False light prison. You're in a false light prison. All right? And your fake sun simulators are part of that. Your fake moon matrix thing is part of that. Saturn moon matrix is all part of that. See? Saturn, the supercomputer, sends the frequency to the moon. The moon is like a satellite dish that pumps the frequency onto the grid. The false sun, all that bullshit helps create this hologram that you're in. You're actually walking around sleepwalking. All right? So when you hear them saying that the sun is going to the solar minimum, the sun's shutting down, they want you to be scared because you're thinking, oh, we're not going to be able to live without the sun. No. They're using your power against you again. Let the simulator die. It's not your sun. And all this shit about freezing cold and, oh, we're going to freeze an ice age. It'll be an ice age for you because you have no heat within you. You're not a sun. I'm a sun, so it won't matter to me. The black sun will be shining. I'll be making my own light. The earth that I'm on will be making its own light. We will not be in a fucking ice age. You understand that there's going to be a split. It's a split, a shift. You're going to go left. I'm going to go right. If that's how you want to put it. Okay? I'm going to be a right angle of light, a real angle. You understand? Shining light, shining my own light. You dig? So on the earth, the new earth that I'm on, it will be a paradise of bright, beautiful lights and all kinds of gorgeous shit that I'll be able to see in the range of UV now, because we're upgrading. What you're going to see is pure darkness and freezing cold, like in those fucked up movies of the future. That's your future if you stay on the wavelength with them. You understand? So, yes, the simulator is going out. It's inevitable. They've been talking about it for years. The solar minimum, mini ice age. Yes, that's going to happen. For you, if you're on their wavelength. For me, like I said, I'll just be in paradise. We all are in our own dimensions, sharing space. You understand this? That's why right now, during the crisis, there's people who are living like it's Mad Max already. But I and I's over here living like shit. It's just another motherfucking day in the neighborhood. I'm in my own dimension. You're in yours. Our dimensions just interact. According to your thought waves is how your dimension is going to be. You get it? All right. My dimension, the real sun is here. The black sun has returned. Then I will produce heat to become a star. My whole plane that I'm on is becoming its own star. Producing our own light because we're connected to the source. We don't need your simulator to live. They told you you'll die without that fake shit. You understand? That is not Amen Ra. That's a copy like everything else in this fake shit. Isn't it? But since most of you are fake constructs of this shit too, yes, you're going to die with it. A lot of you are NPCs, man. Just accept it. I don't know what the fuck to tell you. Isn't it? But all you real ones, hey, man, you already know what it is, my niggas. Everything is everything. We good. Straight up where I go. Spiral up. Fear heat. More life. gonna have to have a home. There will be no pestilence to fuck with you in New Earth. Alright? Real shit. We're going back to the garden paradise, B. But not how they told you it was supposed to be. Okay? Oh, and let me address this real quick in this same post. This HR 6666 bullshit that everybody's asking me to talk about. Look, I don't concentrate on that fuckery because I told y'all that's just not part of my reality. That shit won't work out in the universe I'm in. The governments of the world are too fucking stupid. Oh, they're going to trace everybody. If someone gets sick in routes down the street, everybody that was in routes, they're going to trace and come get you. And they're going to get your kids. If one person's sick in the house, they're going to come take your kids. Now, that's for your reality, B. In my reality, them niggas stupid as fuck. They'll never be able to organize that. Just like they can't organize the New World Order shit they're talking about right now. Why aren't I in a FEMA camp right now? Why aren't all we in a FEMA camp right now? Why is my channel up? Why can I talk all this shit I want to talk? Why is everyone like me able to do what the fuck they want to do right now? Oh, it's because you're Asian. Goodbye, you are so powerful. Y'all are pussies. You understand me? They can't stop nothing. They can't do nothing. They don't have the sense, the skills, the logistics, nothing. They're using your brain against you, dog. They can't do shit. None of their bills, none of that shit. Why the fuck aren't they using all the tanks that I've seen them shipping across country for since I've been in America? Shipping tanks all over the world. Millions of lines of tanks. Thousands of coffins ready for motherfuckers. Where are they? Bring them out, nigga. Fuck off with that shit. Y'all ain't doing shit. You're scared as fuck like everybody else. Your leaders are stupid. They don't know nothing, and they're scared. They're ready to go run and hide. Look at them pussy old pipsqueaks. Those are the niggas you think organizing shit? Just sit down and wait for it. Let's see what's going to happen to you. You're going to be living like in that movie, The Road. Yeah, just wandering the streets like some raggedy fucking monkey. That's what you're going to be doing. There's no nothing. That's what's going to happen to you. They used your brain against you. You created yourself a fucking world of fuckery. Meanwhile, I'm going to be in paradise. Like I told you, I don't give a fuck. I knew all this shit ain't going to work on me. Like I said, why was I allowed to live? Are you kidding me? The fact that I'm alive should let you motherfuckers know these niggas ain't got no power. The fact that me and a lot of niggas like me on Earth made it through the fucking grid and born here. Oh, but like I said, you're gonna say it's because we're Asians. Because Babylon's so powerful. No one can defeat them. Oh no. Oh, you fucking bitches. Anyway, my real ones, stay up. We got this. Black Sun, real. Bang, bang. Yeah.
All right, family. So there you have it. So again, his YouTube channel is New Earth Productions, and the name of that video is The Black Sun versus the Sun Simulator. All right. So we're going to move on. Or in case Brother Sean or Sis, you all want to put something on it. Looking for my page.
Did you say something about that? That this Sun Simulator, if you're on their frequency, you're the ones out there demonstrating and acting crazy. You move to their beat and get scared every time they say boo. Did he say something like that?
Did he say that?
Yeah. Because he said that. Huh?
I didn't hear him talk about no demonstrations because he put that video up May 14th.
Yeah, but he's talking about if you waiting for the New World Order and you're scared for this and scared for that.
Yeah.
That's the ticket. I've noticed the difference in people who don't care. I don't care. Y'all guys go out there and demonstrate and do all you want because, you're just buying into the program. And then there's other people, aren't you going out there? Aren't you going out there? I said, for what? You dead already, you can't bring him back. So there's a lot of people who are moved by the situation to a point of insanity. They're out there tearing up stuff with the rest of them that are leading them down the golden path. And so I was thinking, why is it so different for some people that they don't feel that urge to go out there and demonstrate and throw rocks at and burn down people's buildings? And he said that you have that matrix you're in the Matrix or in the Sun Simulator, you're caught up in that and stuff like that. So I thought that's what I thought I heard him say. So
yeah, I mean, oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Brother Sean.
I didn't say anything, sis.
I didn't say anything.
I'm good. I didn't say nothing.
Oh, okay. What he, yes, that is true. What he was saying pretty much is, like I've been saying, like Brother Sean's been saying, it is based on your frequency.
Yeah.
It's just that plain and simple. So at the end of the day, you know, although we do talk about these events, we're talking about them to show you how they're all a distraction and to stay focused. And to show you how they don't change the script. And
stuff.
To once again reiterate that all of it has to go. So striking up a new system is not going to be the answer anyway. And people that can't get that, it's because they're at a different frequency level. And that's okay. Don't get me wrong. That's okay. But I'm here to tell you it is what it is.
You know, I hear a lot of people splitting. They don't know which way they're going. You know, and they be hollering and carrying on. And this MF this and that and that. And I'm like, okie dokie. Why are you concerning yourself about that kind of stuff? But, you know, they're split. And I guess that's what Dr. Phil Valentine said, that people are going to get split. They're going to keep looking back at what's happening instead of looking forward where they need to let go. Remember that? He's going to say you'll see your relatives still, you know, participating in this stuff, and you won't know what to do. But you can't go.
But you know, it gets even deeper than that, because now we're at the point where that's why, if you all notice, over the past, month, I've been saying I'm not talking about the 95%. I'm talking about you 5% motherfuckers, and 4% out of the 5%, you all still in the matrix. Because all they have done is they knew that people were going to be waking up because of the move that Mama Earth is making with rising her vibration and the actual pole shifts and the black sun, like the brother said, bringing in that UV radiation, which is giving upgrades. So they knew that folks were going to wake up. So they always play the opposition. They always play both sides. So they have set up narratives. That whole fucking concept of a truther community is a covert operation. So even the people that claim that they're conscious, even the people that's been doing this motherfucking shit for 30, 40 years, fell for the okie doke.
Yeah.
They follow the truther's narrative. And what I find fucking hilarious, some of those same folks have ran Caucasians down to the ground over their 20, 30 plus years of, you know, being conscious, but yet you take them same white boy information and motherfucking run with it and teach your thousands of followers that same shit. So it's much deeper. Either you are in tune or you're fucking not. It's just that simple. Nobody can hide from it. And I see a lot of the 4% out of the 5% fucking bullshitting. Regurgitating somebody else's fucking information from the quote-quote Caucasian, quote-quote white boys that they would call them. Well, if you're spiritual and you're so in tune, why you have to run to the white man for the fucking information? What are you bringing back from the realm? I don't hear the 4% talking about a new realm, building a new realm. What I hear about is a goddamn reset.
Yes.
About this one and that one, de-state this, de-state that, and I'm going to say again, I don't give a fuck about none of it. QRS, Elemental, PNM, I don't give a fuck. Bring me something back that I can use. Bring me back something from the realm. So that's what the brother is saying. That's what he's saying. Because the 4% push that narrative. So either you vibrating on the frequency or you fucking not. And I'm going to tell you 4% motherfuckers this. And especially those with thousands of followers. Especially you all. You're going to fucking pay for what you are doing. You're going to pay for it. So live it up and enjoy it while you can. Because you motherfuckers are looking for a payout too. You looking for a payout. If they came to you today and offered you XYZ amount of dollars, you motherfuckers would be deuces. So that's what the brother is talking about. I mean what the fuck I say. All of it is going. You can't bring that shit along. If you need somebody to govern you, if you need a leader, the new realm is not for you. You're not finished experiencing 3D. And that's okay. That's okay. But since you are in the 4%, look at the shit for what it really is. At least admit to yourself, well, hey, I ain't ready to be about that life. I want to experience being back on top. I want to experience material wealth. Just fucking admit it. And go on the fuck on about your life. Because you can lie to me all day long. You can lie to your thousands of followers all day long. But when you lie to yourself, that's some fucked up shit. So, all right, y'all.
Yes, sir.
Okay. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Brother Sean.
But the fact there hasn't been full disclosure, like they said, it's supposed to happen for the reset.
Right.
None of these motherfuckers will still refuse to admit who you really are. They still calling you black, African American, everything that places you within the corporate system.
Corporate control.
Nobody, none of them, Hugh or nobody, is talking about the fact of who the true heirs to the land are. They trying to keep their corporation going. They just want to set up, just want to change things up under the charter, change the seal, this, that, or the other, come with a whole different approach so that you continue to accept the system. Until motherfuckers start acknowledging who you truly are, not crying over some slave, oh, poor black man, oh, the African Americans just don't get treated right. And the African Americans should go back to Africa. You know, let us try and work our shit out. You know, y'all can go ahead with that fuck shit on over there.
Right.
And y'all know who y'all are that still address your followers as Black, African American,
Right.
everything that they're not. And you sit up and address these Caucasians by nationalities and names that they aren't.
Right.
The fact that you still, quote unquote, recognize them as being the beings that your ancestors were, you fucked.
Yep.
Just let them get away with too much stuff. I mean, not so much that you let them get away with it. You actually give them the power to pull this bullshit off.
Right.
Because without
right.
your energy and consent, it's something that they could never achieve. We were brought down by melanated people first.
That's right.
They just learned the game and got put in position. And they're still not the true power. They're just pawns in this game, being used to keep you away from who you are and who your true enemies are. Because as you see, through this doctrine and everything, things are set up to give it back to them. Like they said, they was going to go to sleep for a while, and they put these little monkeys in place to hold things down while they slept.
Yep.
They sleeping, but it's the rest of us that's being fed off of.
Right. Right.
And so now they think that they're poised to rule again.
That is correct.
But that gig is up to, that gig been up.
Yes, it has.
Your time was over when you let them take over.
Mm.
Ain't no getting back. You shouldn't have went to sleep. Should have kept your punk ass woke. You took a nap at the wrong time. Now all this shit is over. Mama want everything and all you nasty motherfuckers gone. How about that?
Yep. Yep.
You don't believe me? Look at what's going on. I don't expect you to believe me. But when your ass get toe up, you'll be thinking about it then. I mean, you actually think that you can fuck with mama? I mean, really?
Yep.
I mean, look how much fear is in you from some of her babies. I don't see none of you motherfuckers talking all that shit when a bear chasing your ass. Or mountain lion.
Right.
Or a shark.
Right, right. Right, right.
Them mama's babies.
That's right.
I mean, there's so many ways that you can get it that you just can't even freaking imagine. Insects could actually wipe everybody out if mama told them to do that.
That is correct.
And ain't a goddamn thing you can do about it because the insect don't give a fuck. They ain't scared.
Right.
Did you see a little bug fly up to you in a goddamn minute and take a chunk out your ass? Don't give a fuck how much of a giant you is.
Sure don't. Sure don't. And remember
But
that
we
movie
run around.
I'm sorry, go ahead, Brother Sean.
No, go ahead, sis.
No, I was saying like that movie, I know y'all gonna drop it in the chat for me. I didn't forget. I think it's The Happening, where the motherfucking elements, the plants, put out their poisonous gas on people to kill their ass because they was eliminating little plants had turned on people. So yeah, but I gotta give you your hand. Exactly. Exactly. So, yeah, they can go on with that bullshit. We see it for what it is, 4%. We see y'all motherfucking stinking asses. So you wasn't woke as you claimed you were woke. Yeah, you may be woke on the physical, but you're not contributing spiritually. You're not contributing spiritually. Because you're supposed to be building spiritually. You're supposed to be creating the world that you want to see. Not depending on Q, Elemental P now to do a motherfucking thing for you. So either you are a god or you're not. This shit ain't hard. All right. Here we go. So we back on this pay sewer stuff, y'all. So in case y'all wasn't here last week, oh, it just cracks me up, Brother Shine. I know I got that from you. God damn it, you started me on that when you brought back because I know, you grew up with your father, your uncles, and them saying and it just tickles me. It just so tickles. I'm like, I don't know who the fuck came up. What melanated man came up with And then they all pick it up. That just cracks me up to the core. They be in deep conversation. And it just cracks me up. So millennials, you're not gonna hear. Only way you're gonna hear that is you're gonna hear probably wouldn't even be, might be your grandmother, but like your grandmother or either your great grandma. It won't be your grandmother and them. It's gonna be your grandfather and them. The old heads come up with that That shit just cracks me the hell up. All right, so.
Remember when the old folks used to tell you they going to see a man about a dog when they wanted to tell you where they was going?
Yes.
It's none of your business, but they said we're going to see a man about a dog instead of telling you none of your damn business.
Pretty much.
My grandmother used to hit me with that all the time. Where you going, Granny? Going to see a man about a dog.
Right.
Huh? Exactly.
And the next time you ask, that's when you got popped in your lips.
Exactly. We telling our age.
I know, ain't we? We show telling it for show. All right. So last week we talked about Pesur, and thanks to Brother 832, and I see you, brother, on the line. So I'm going to open up the queue in a minute, and in the new system you have to press star 6 to get in the queue. But thanks to Brother 832, he mentioned about the Pesurs being the real financiers of the industry in the early Americas, and really still to this day. So we went back and pulled a little research. So last week we went through all of the companies, pretty much all industries. So just to reiterate, let me go back to the top, because that's worth reading again, goddammit. This is The Incredible Fortune of Louis Cass Pesur. And this is off of the blog D. Armando. The following
Can
is
you share it?
I'm sorry, what you say?
Can you share it on the screen?
Oh, yeah, my fault. See, thank you, Brother Sean. Shit. I forgot. I had all this technology, y'all. God damn it. I'm still trying to get used to it, family. And then I got to get these mics right, too. I really don't appreciate my mic coming up out of a bag on the sister. because I was doing good, y'all. I had tested this shit out. Y'all know I don't play that. I always test all of my stuff out.
You know what you're doing? I have while you doing all that, looking at your book, I have David Icke's book, and they talk about the pesos in here too. And I meant to look at it in advance of the show, but, you know, everything got out of hand. And he calls him Crown Prince Louis. And this book is in The Biggest Secrets.
Uh-huh.
And let's see what it was, oh, wow. So I got to find a cover page. But I've had this book for years, and I knew, 1999, and I knew that the Queen owns lots of stuff, and that the peso is, I don't know who Crown Prince Louis is, but that's what he says they are. It's his real name.
Don't surprise me. Well,
yeah, whoever that is. I'm sure. Queen is talking about the Queen's cousin, Freemasonry. I'm on the page here. I have to I'll read this probably and have some more information probably next.
Yeah. You can bring it your meeting next week if you want to go ahead on and review it and pick out the pieces that you want to chop it up on. That's cool.
Yeah.
Okay. No worries.
And he talks about the Virginia Company and Ramses Piso Bush. Ramses Piso Bush. Bush people. Yeah. I'll have to look it over because I didn't get a chance to do it. And I said, that man has all that stuff in that book.
Well, that's good that he talked about it. So, yeah, look it over, sis, and bring it back next week. So, all right. So I got the little screen up for the YouTube family. Thank you, Brother Sean, for reminding the sister. All right, so y'all see the little blog situation in the YouTube world. So, and now YouTube is buffering. See, I can't make this motherfucking bullshit up, y'all. All right, so here we go. The following is a list of only 1/3 of the companies which are listed in public records as the assets of Lewis Cass Pasteur, which have been assigned to the Lewis Cass Pasteur Trust Company. Now, this is the key, family. This is the key right here. All of the companies listed here were each issued upon formation 50,000 preferred or special Class A shares, those being the only such shares authorized and issued, which shares represented the true ownership of the corporation. Okay? So, as I explained last week, he has tiers set up. And I'm sure it's not one person. I'm sure even the Pasteur is probably from, that's just one name, all right? Because anytime you can trace a name publicly, you better believe it's another name behind that, okay? So they have, like, the master company set up. So the master company really owns everything, but the master company issues out how many shares it's going to give to its subsidiary companies. All right? But make no mistake about it, the master company owns all of it. All right? So, with that said, this particular blog, this person was only tracking this stuff based on, this was back in 1980. So you know the shit then grown from there because the names, as we started reading off the names of these companies and industries, there were a lot of mergers, this, that, and the third. So just real quick, I'm not going to read through all of the names. I'm only going to get back to the part where we left off at. But you can see where the railroad industry, they owned the sewing, even the sewing machine stuff, y'all. But it made sense because they also owned the cotton industry. They also owned the tobacco industry, owned minerals, so gold, silver mines. In this one, it says the Ora Mining Company supplied all of the gold for the Federal Reserve Union Silver Company. So it lists all of the little mining companies, motor vehicle companies. Let me let YouTube catch up. The motor vehicle companies. Y'all see this shit. The top ones. American Motor Company, General Motors, Cadillac, insurance companies. Pretty much all of the top insurance companies. Even down to basics, household shit, y'all. Owned all of that. Borden, Eagle, General Foods, and what fucked me up was the Heinz ketchup. Because remember, y'all, John Kerry is married to the ketchup lady. So he got his money through his wife, whose family, quote, quote, owns the ketchup company, Heinz. But here we find out her family don't really fucking own that. That's the Pasteur shit. All right? So it goes into all of the rest of the food companies. Now, y'all know the folks that they are crediting with starting Exxon. Well, that's the Pasteur shit. They the ones shelled out the dough to start that order. All right.
Standard Oil too.
Standard Oil, exactly.
Ohio, which is now BP.
Yep. And then they also, damn, I just lost it. I had it here. Wait a second. Oh, Southern Power Company. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Brother Sean.
I said it's British Petroleum, and that's what they relate to here in this book. The French and British. He arrived in England in 1804. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that's the English part of them, the British Petroleum.
Yeah, it used to be so high.
Pasteur name is French, by the way. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Brother Sean.
It's French.
I was just saying it used to be so high because it started in Ohio with the Rockefellers.
Yes.
That's what it was originally called, Ohio. And then they changed to BP. I guess that's when the Rockefellers decided that they wanted out of that, decided to move into the political arena and other things.
Right, because I shared an article 4 years ago where the Rockefellers had publicly announced that they were getting out of oil 4 years ago.
Yeah.
And so when the oil industry recently crashed, when it went into negative territory, and folks was like, oh, I'm like, well, if y'all follow financial news, y'all should have known this shit was going to crash because the quote-unquote captains of industry with oil, they got out of this shit 4 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So the other one is Southern Company or Southern Power Company. Got a piece of that. All right, so now we're going to get into, all right, there's the other company. God damn it, did I go through them all? Maybe I did. Okay, y'all, maybe I read through all of the companies, but this still ain't the bombshell stuff I want to talk about. Let me try to find it. It's based on that one document, Brother Sean, with the alphabet boys. So hold on, family. I got to find it.
Which one, baby?
And I may have to go back to my email.
Yeah, because I said that in the email.
Yeah, you did. So hold on, family. I'm going to switch back because I don't want everybody seeing my business with my email. So I'm going to pull my email up. Although I had it in my notes, Brother Sean, just so you know. And now all of a sudden, you can't find it. But you know how that is. So let me go to my back up to the smack up. Because I really want to reach out that page. So hold on a sec. Because I wrote the page number down and everything. That's what's pissing me off. Because I got to get to the right page number. Oh, I found it. Yeah, I found it. All right, I accused a funky butt falsely that time. All right, I apologize. Wait a minute, no, it's bringing up the same thing. So that's not it. All right, hold on, family. Hold on, I do have to go to my email. Brother Sean. Because it disappeared. Disappeared from my notes. All right. Now my computer is crawling, of course. Da 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 da. Bear with me, family. I'm getting there. Because that information in this document, oh my God. If I can get to it. That's how long it's taken me to get to my email. You know this is pissing me off. Hold on, bear with me. Since when did Ike put out his stuff, you said? Sis Sandra. Oh, maybe she.
I didn't have it off mute. 1999. I thought I hit the button.
Okay.
Yeah. I keep myself on mute because I make a lot of noise.
Yeah, no. It's all good, sis. It's all good. I appreciate you. No worries. All right. It shouldn't be taking this long for this email to kick over y'all. So you know this shit is pissing me off. So hold on a second.
I can blow your thunder because I think I know what you're looking for. But, yeah, but I'm not going to do that.
No, go ahead on and blow it. Go on and blow it. Go ahead.
He's the son of. Is that where you're going to go?
Yep. Go on, goddammit. Go on. Go on, goddammit. Go on with it. Go on, goddammit. Go on, goddammit. Go on with it.
How about Marie Antoinette and Louis?
No, that ain't it. That still ain't it. That still ain't it. But that still ain't it, girl. That still ain't it.
And he came up with George Cursor in England after they were executed.
That still ain't it. Brother Sean, what's the first part of your email?
Actually, I'm about to resend it.
Okay, that'll work even better because now I'm trying to scroll through all the damn emails I done got. Yeah, that's still ain't your bombshell.
This ain't your bombshell yet. Yeah. Well, then
it's called Bloodlines of Illuminati.
Yeah. Yep, thanks. Yep, I brought it up. Yeah, it just mysteriously disappeared out of my notes because I know when you sent it to me, I was like, yeah, that's what I was going to read, blah, 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 blah. and now it done disappeared. So hold on a second. We finna get it crack-a-lacking. Let's see. I'm not sure if I'll be able to display this because I don't know why these documents, when you download them, they still come back up on the web. So I'll see if it comes back up on, it defaults to Windows. So we'll see if I can bring it up. Oh, Purple Pill goes. Huh? What'd you say, Brother Sean?
Maybe you have to go to your PDF file that it downloaded to.
Yeah, it shows up on my C drive. But like it's spinning trying to bring it up. Purple, I think you pretty much, Purple, hit on where I'm going with it. You hit on where I'm going with it, Purple, in the chat room. Purple hit on it where I'm going with it. Hold on, family. Almost there. I got to do it old school. But anyway, do it. Trying to scroll down 29 pages, y'all, because they won't let me type it in there. All right, hold on, family. All right, it's a leg. We're almost there. The Purple pretty much dropped the answer in the YouTube chat room. And so I'm almost there, family. Bear with me. Almost there. And again, this source is Bloodlines of the Illuminati. So I'm literally scrolling through a book. And the information I want is on page 129 of this book. So, almost there.
And it comes from the CIA website.
Right. Which I was like, okay, did I just jump into another universe? Because, yeah, I was surprised. All right, y'all, here we go. We finna get it crack-a-lackin'. All right, so hopefully YouTube, y'all can still hear me, whatever, because I'm getting a little error message on y'all stuff. All right, we on page 129 of the Bloodlines of the Illuminati book via PDF. I'm on page 129. Let me see if I can switch back, y'all. I don't know, since the way this is picking up YouTube, if I'll be able to share this with you. I will try my best. Let's see. Y'all just gonna have to listen. Nah, it's still picking up the other one. All right. Okay, so here we go. The Rothschilds. A continuation of articles on the top 13 Illuminati families. Introduction by Fritz Springmeier. The Rothschilds are one of the most well-known of the 13 families. David J. Smith of Portland was asked to prepare an article on the Rothschilds for this newsletter. His article follows this introduction. Satan's selective breeding program has been continuing down through the ages, hidden from the eyes of the public. One of the most powerful Rothschild bloodline families in America are the Springs. The Springs were originally the Springsteens when they came to America in the mid-1700s and settled in the New York and New Jersey. They later changed their name from Springsteen to Springs to hide their identity. Leroy Springs was hired by L.C. Pessoa. Now, most Americans have to ask, who is L.C. Pessoa? One of the most secret and most powerful families in North America has been the Pessoas. They have been so powerful that they could hide their wealth and power and use other satanic families as proxies. The Pessoas are a part of the third, and they say, and the author says the third, I guess they're saying the top Illuminati families. Okay, so pretty much that's y'all answer, y'all. That's y'all answer. So even the Pessoas are not the end all to be all. They only the top third. Okay? So I told y'all, anytime you hear about any of these names publicly, that's telling you that they're still not the top who's really running it. So I, told you all to picture this. Draw a big circle, draw another circle within that circle, draw another circle within that circle, draw another circle within that circle, and draw another circle within that circle, and keep drawing circles until you get to where you can only draw one little circle. That one little circle is what runs everything. All right? So if the Pessoas are not that one little circle, they're 3 layers out. All right. So the first Daniel Pessoa, 1785 to 1860. He came over about 1805 to the United States and married Susanna Kaiser. They had 2 boys, Adam and Jonas. Jonas married Harriet Smith, and they had Louis Cass Pessoa. All right, so Louis was born in 1850. All right. It was this Louis Cass Pessoa who hired the Rothschild bloodline of the Springs to run a number of the Pessoa companies. I am going to say that again for the people in the back who think these folks are running things. It was this Louis Cass Pessoa who hired the Rothschild bloodline of the Springs to run a number of the Pessoa companies. The Pessoas were one of the original big railroad families, along with Isaac Croom and William H. Beatty. Isaac Croom's wife was Sister William Betty. So the reader can see how these elite bloodlines intertwine. remember that L.C. Pasteur hired Leroy Springs to operate a host of his companies. Leroy Springs' father was A.A. Springs, and A.A. Springs was the secret father of Abraham Lincoln. Do I need to read that for the slow ones in the back?
Yeah, this book says he was the half brother of was the half brother of Abraham Lincoln.
So Louis Pasteur, who hired the Rothschild's bloodline of the Springs to run a number of Pasteur's companies. The Pasteurs were one of the original big railroad families, along with Isaac Crumb and William H. Betty. Isaac Crumb's wife was a sister of William Betty's. So the reader can see how all these elite bloodlines intertwine. Remember that L.C. Pasteur hired Leroy Springs to operate a host of his companies. Remember, the Springs are tied to the Rothschilds. Leroy Springs' father was A.A. Springs, and A.A. Springs was the secret father of Abraham Lincoln. Now, what do we say about Abraham Lincoln? Isn't he melanated? Yeah. He's melanated. So, if he was melanated and he was not mulatto, he was not mixed, he was melanated. And he tied to the Springs that ties to the Rothschild. What does that tell you? It tells you exactly what we've been telling you, who's really running things. So that's why. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Brother Sean. What you say?
And I said, they bump up their own.
Exactly. Exactly. That's why nobody can sit in that seat of power unless they tie back to those families. The receipts tie back. They consistently tie back to melanated folks that hold those seats of power, tie back to these old families who we've proven were melanated themselves. And so even the Caucasians meaning they have. So I say, and I say again, help me to understand how it makes any sense to look at
No, your property. And if you're
exactly.
in that bloodline and you go against the family, you It's simple. If you look at their philosophy, which they've written down very eloquently,
Right.
You know what the deal is. Shit may change, this, that, or the other, but the bottom line is, I need my money.
Right. Run me my ends. Exactly.
And whether you look at that ends from a physical aspect, as in money, shackles, or if you look at what the real currency is that they feed off of, your soul.
Absolutely.
That's what they really want. All this paper and shit is to and do tricks and dance.
Yep.
Whole time, soul that they feed off of. I mean,
Absolutely.
think how much of our soul that we put into what we do. Even when we don't like that shit, we still be some of the best workers. And when it's something that we love to do, we really just go all in.
Right.
And they just feeding off of that. You just going through what you think is your daily routine is feeding these demiurges. Because it's a system that they put in place for you to do this, for you to go here at a certain time, for you to do that at a certain time, for you to come back home at a certain time, even for you to go to sleep at a certain time. I mean, TV used to go up at a certain hour. But then they started figuring out that, okay, serotonin, melanin, and all that shit being produced at certain hours. They enter certain dream stages. They tap it back in. They're like, fuck that. We can't get in that type of time to tap back in. So let's go on some all night shit. Keep motherfuckers busy all goddamn night. And then, okay, let's also have job shifts that go all day and night. Because I remember when you only worked certain hours and then everything was shut down. But the shit open after a certain hour, period, dot. You took your ass home.
Yep. You're absolutely right. Thank you, Brother Sean. Thank you. Because at the end of the day, as folks keep focusing on the physical, that's really not the important part. The important part is your soul consciousness. That's what's important. These entities cannot survive off of without your energy. So, again, just another example of, quote, quote, who's really running things. And again, we still don't have the true name. That's only 3 levels in. That's only 3 levels in. And that level tops Queenie and all of them. So when people talking about the they, the folks that are the they, that they're talking about from a public perspective don't run shit. And like we told y'all years ago, all of those names you talk of Rothschild and Rockefeller and all of that, we told y'all those names were melanated. And they've even been changed. Because once the name gets stained on it, or get so much fuckery behind it, they wind up going to a new name. They get approval to go to a new name. We told y'all that with the Windsor name. They had to get permission to put that name in circulation. So, all right. So,
did you
go ahead, sis. Go ahead.
Did you pick up on the fact that you just said they melanated and that history has them as Jewish?
Yes.
Yeah. So they come off of King George's the third line. Because when King George did all that junk over here too.
Right. No disagreement with you there.
No, I'm just saying that we all thought that the Rothschilds were white folks.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. And, and they said they were white Jews, right? Wrong.
Right.
They black, melanated Jewish folks.
Exactly. Now that's not saying that. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Brother Sean.
I'm just thinking, considering they were created with names, that they just stole every name that they use. I don't care how strange it may seem to us, this, that, or the other, because it's a different nation, or this, that, or the other, like the Russian names, this, that, or the other. They didn't come up with nothing. They had to be taught the language and everything. So everything they got was given to them, or they took it.
That's right. That is right.
They had nothing.
Absolutely. The script was literally handed to them, and they better follow the script. Deep H2O goes, what did they tell us in the old show Dragnet back in the day, back in the 60s? We have changed the names to protect the innocent.
Right.
Don't know.
Exactly.
Right. Don't know how many people remember that police show. Yeah, it was in reruns when I was coming up, but I remembered. I never liked it. I thought it was boring as hell, but Grandma and them watched it, so, you watching it too.
Wasn't that Nelson?
Exactly. So set your ass down somewhere. You gonna watch what she watched, goddammit. And if you was in the house when her stories was on, goddammit, you was watching stories too. That's even how I got into stories. Watching stories with my granny. But anyhow.
Exactly.
Yeah, absolutely, Deep H2O. Absolutely. So those names that you hear publicly, that's not even the root of those names that people were dropping in the YouTube chat, talking about the Bush family's real name, which is Habsburg, and thank you, Purple, for that. And in this particular, and I think the Habsburg shield just went by on the YouTube feed, which is melanated. All of this shit started with melanated. The Swartz, melanated. All of it started with melanated. So the Caucasians that were on the come up, if they held a seat of power in those like president, kings, queens, and all of that, they're tied to the bloodline. So white folks that was getting land and stuff, that was probably they were either in their royal court or they were tied to the bloodline. Just like we, found out that the first quote founding fathers, now not all of them, I can't say that all of them, but we found out that Andrew Jackson's motherfucking ass was swarthy. Abraham Lincoln was melanated with motherfucking woolly hair. So it is what it is, family. All right. So now we're going to go back to, because I was going to play Brother Caramel's video, but YouTube, let me know. I think when I played that first video, y'all said y'all couldn't hear it. So let me know. If y'all couldn't hear it, I'm not going to play it again. But so just drop a yes or no. Could you hear that video that I played? Yes or no for YouTube. If you couldn't hear it, then I am going to, I won't play it. I will upload it for next week. All right.
Hey, but
okay. I'm sorry, go ahead.
The Astor family is the first family that it starts off with. John Jacob Astor. It says he was a British.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
He was a British Secret Service agent. So I mean.
And I would have to go back through my pictures, but I think I have that particular coat of arms also, and it's melanated.
Mhm. They have nothing that is theirs. Everything that they have, they took from the Moors.
Agreed.
Flat out, they say they went to sleep. Shit, they raped y'all. Just like y'all raped us.
Exactly. So that was the karma. You know, our karma as indigenous folks was going against natural law, going against Mother Earth, bringing that motherfucking commerce bullshit onto the land, animals for commerce, excavating Mother Earth for the purpose of commerce. So that's why the indigenous failed. And we have failed a long time ago, y'all. Because, you know, shout out to the mud flood community. When they pulling up those pictures and proving that the original castles and all of that shit that was on the Americans' land, we know that those were of the Moorish European Empire because they were master builders. So that tells me that the indigenous melanated people of the Americas have been kicking it with the melanated Europeans for quite some time. And literally, I really don't have to say that. Even that tells me, because I can look at my own fucking personal bloodline and see where the bloodline was integrated.
Mm-hmm.
So both sides got their motherfucking ass handed to them.
Exactly.
The indigenous Americans for going against natural law for some motherfucking trinkets, and the Moors/Europeans for being fucking conquerors. Because they don't know how to live within natural law. They have to go around conquering things. Because they base everything on a book, supposedly and allegedly, that tells them their God tells them that they can go around taking people's shit. And they justify by taking people's shit because they're of a certain bloodline.
And the killing part about that, okay, they allegedly kept sinning against their creator. So,
Right.
as their punishment, you're to go out and conquer the rest of the world, where I'm going to give you a new land. I'm going to reward you after all this fuckery.
Right. Right.
And then,
just like Blood had went over there, their God told them to go over there and take the giants' land. So they went over there and spied and saw how big those motherfuckers were and came back and was like, you see how big they are? So they God told them, I don't give a fuck about none of that. I told you go over there and take their shit.
And they did it.
Exactly. Exactly. So the melanated folks, period, paid a price via karma. The melanated folks set this realm up the way it is now. So your asses have been handed to you for generation after generation. And the reason the Moors can say we went to sleep, motherfucker, you knew why you quote, quote, went to sleep, goddammit. Why didn't you tell it all? How you fucking cursed your bloodline. Why don't you fucking tell that story? Why don't you fucking tell the story that you the conquistadors? So if you're going to tell it, goddammit, tell it all. But no, you in the fantasy that you going to get back on top. And I done told you niggas. I done told you niggas, especially you motherfucking men, that it'll never happen again. You literally had your opportunity to rule, which you fucking shouldn't have had it then. And you couldn't do it. You're incapable of doing it. Because that is not your place. You are not to hold the seat of power on a woman entity. And if you don't like it, get the fuck on. You and your children keep building your motherfucking shit and get the fuck on. Because I am telling you, the realm has gone feminine. She has awakened. But you don't have to believe me. You could stand out to that plasma and tell that plasma what your motherfucking God told you, what your paperwork told you, how you, this sort of bloodline, stand out there and fucking tell that plasma that. Because that shit's not going to roll no more. We're not in that age. I done told you religious folks that want to undercover, bring religion into it, but you quote, quote, woke. We're not in the age of Pisces no more, boo-boo. That's why that shit don't hold no power. So either you're going to levitate / graduate your soul consciousness to the higher realm, or you get left behind. And anybody ruling over anybody, a patriarch system, that's not what the higher realm is built on. So, it is what it is. All right, family. We're going to get back to White Trash, The 400 Untold History of Class in America by Nancy Eisenberg. But before I do that, let me open up the queue just in case folks want to put something on it.
Q&A session has started. Q&A session is over.
All right. So I don't know why we blank out when I do Q&A session, but
Did you hear me at all?
No, I didn't hear you.
And y'all couldn't hear me. You couldn't hear me, could you?
No, I didn't hear anybody.
Yeah. Oh well.
Maybe we had to push *6 again when she went to Q&A.
She did say push start.
Oh, that's probably it. Okay, my bad. Let's do this again. I'm gonna go to Q&A and then we just press *6 and I'll bring y'all back in. My bad. In little systems defense. That's my motherfucking ass. Okay.
We have to push *6 too, I guess.
Yeah. So we're gonna press *6.
Q&A session has started.
Okay. I know I'm unmuted. Sis, I'm trying to unmute you. Damn. Hold on, sis. I see y'all. Okay, I see you, Brother Sean. I see you,
That's
sis.
the way we get back.
So now we know. My bad. I forgot we was all on phones, y'all, and I'm just a-rolling.
Yeah, because now you can hear me.
Yeah, Brother Sean, are you there?
Gotta press all them numbers.
He was just there. I had brought him in.
He has to press to get himself in the queue. *6 and then 1.
Yeah, but I saw him in the queue, and I unmuted his line. I think he had got booted off.
Oh, maybe so. But you unmuted me too, but I didn't have to press nothing to get in.
Yeah, but I see where you went into the queue. I
Yeah,
saw where both of y'all in the queue. So, but anyhow, all right, Brother Sean. Sorry, I think you had got kicked off. Because if I see you, I will unmute you. Oh, there you are. Let me see. All right, you there, Brother Sean?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, you was in the queue, then you dropped out of the queue, so I don't know what that was about.
I heard it say mute.
Yeah, but I had unmuted you.
Yeah, but then it said mute again after that.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, and I don't know what that was about. So, oh well. All right, you two, we back. Okay, here we go. By the 1850s, and again, I'm on White Trash, the 400-Year Untold History of Class in America by Nancy Eisenberg. All right, by the 1850s, poor whites had become a permanent class. As non-slaveholders, they described themselves as farmers without farms. Small-scale slaveholders tended to be related to large planters, a reminder of how much pedigree of kinship mattered. Slave owners had unusual financial instruments that situated them above non-slave holders. All right, take a swig of water. Did y'all catch that? To show y'all how deep this game and how far back this game goes with commerce
I
and
caught a
finance.
few things.
Yeah, go ahead, Brother Sean. You put something on it. Go ahead, put something on it, and I'll put my 2 cents.
The thing that struck me was poor whites became a permanent class.
Yep.
So that goes to show you that all of them aren't privileged. They're not all of the bloodline. The fact that they were brought over here as slaves tell you that.
Exactly.
That's it.
Okay. And then what I wanted to point out was when they said slave owners had unusual financial instruments that situated them above non-slave holders. They raised slave children as an investment, as an invaluable source of collateral and credit when they sought to obtain loans. Now, those of you into the paperwork game of public and private, you should know what the fuck that means. It should click with you immediately. All right. Whether they stayed put or moved west, poor whites occupied poor land. Nearly half left the Atlantic South for Texas, Arkansas, Mississippi, and elsewhere, and still poor whites as a percentage in the original slave states remain fairly constant. The safety value theory did not work. All right. The label Southern white trash was not, as some would argue, a northern creation alone. While the white trash, may have been derived from a slave vocabulary, it clearly resonated among Southern elites who dismissed the poor, as Jefferson did, as rubbish. The unlikely duo of Harriet Beecher Stowe and Daniel Huntsley endorsed good blood to describe inherited class virtues, vain and cross, was the quasi-scientific description that underscored the power of intergenerational resemblance. So, I'm just going to refresh folks' memory. In this book, the author talked about, and we read that 2 weeks ago, because we didn't get to it last week. We weren't able to get back to the book last week, where she talked about that the poor whites were looked down upon so bad that they would even go to the back door of plantations and beg for scraps. And even the slaves looked down on them, talked about them like a dog. All right? And so, Caucasian people, this is showing you that that whole concept of white supremacy is just a fucking myth. It's a fucking farce. Because that's not the way it started out. The concept of race was an invention. It was simply an invention. And they had to invent it because if melanated people ran shit, they had to come up with something. They had to come up with something. And also, the melanated people that fuck needed a scapegoat. All right? So, Alabama's Huntley was never as... Oh, and the other thing I just want to point out was the fact that even within the quote-quote white world back then, they started separating people based on class, based on bloodline. So it was the same ideology of Europe. So this whole concept of melanated people being not good enough, animals, this, that, and the third, that shit didn't jump off until, the late 1800s, when whites started taking the seat of power, because they brought the system of the caste system, per se, from Europe. It's based on, quote, quote, class. It's based on your bloodline, who you related to and all that bullshit, who your connects are. All right. Alabama's Huntley was never as famous as the Connecticut-born Stowe. But he was not a typical Southerner either. After receiving his law degree from Harvard in 1853, he married his Virginia cousin in the Southern fashion and was sent to Chicago by his father-in-law to manage the family's real estate. Before he wrote about poor whites, he witnessed the Panic of 1857, which flooded Chicago with the unemployed. After Lincoln was elected, he returned to Alabama, remaking himself into an ardent defender of succession and the Southern way of life. Huntley claimed that genuine Southern gentlemen were of the Cavalier blood and invented royal lineage superior to ordinary Anglo-Saxons. All right, so let's be clear who the Anglo-Saxons really are. And the YouTube family, you can look at the pictures going across. You're going to see the Anglo-Saxon coat of arms. It's melanated. And the author talks about how white folks said that they would no longer be under the rule of the Anglo-Saxons. All right? It was who? The mongrels, the Anglo-Saxons, and it was somebody else. All right? So I'm going to read that again. So hopefully this is all adding up for you all. Huntley claimed that genuine Southern gentlemen were of Cavalier blood and invented royal lineage superior to ordinary Anglo-Saxons. So so this dude, they just invented a royal lineage over the Anglo-Saxons back in 1857. And yet you have today some Caucasians running around talking about the Anglo-Saxons' blood is superior because they're associating Anglo-Saxon with white when it's really melanated. So hopefully you all are seeing how people take on other folks' identities. And how people, because they don't know who they are, so meaning the 99%, they run with that bullshit. They run with it. everybody's running around with somebody else's identity because they don't know self. They don't even know their own bloodline. Okay. He even reduced Jefferson to half-breed of sorts. Royal Cavalier on his mother's side. Hardy Anglo-Saxon on his father's side. Wait, Jefferson was Anglo-Saxon? You mean that Anglo-Saxon, who the ancient Anglo-Saxon was melanated? Huh.
Yep.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, go ahead, brother.
No, I was just saying, yep. Mm-hmm. Yep.
All right. Huntley's archetypal Southern gentleman was akin to an Arabian horse, 6 feet tall, strong and athletic, at home hunting and roaming the countryside. In his taxonomy, the white class were divided into a descending order of bloodlines. Cavalier gentry sat at the top, Anglo-Saxon filled the middle, and yeoman classes, and those he called Southern bullies and white trash sat feebly at the bottom. These lowest forms trace their lineage only to the convicts. Baby, I can't make this motherfucking shit up. Go on and tell it, Sister Nancy. These lowest forms trace their lineage only to the convicts and indentured servants of Jamestown. Caucasian people. Now, who populated Jamestown? Think you better do some research on your lineage. Because more than likely, your folk did not come over here as no pilgrims. They came over here more than likely under indentured servant contracts or was serving out a conviction sentencing. Research your shit. So those last surnames that you're carrying, better research your shit. Because those surnames belong to melanated folks, the melanated Europeans, or they tie back to particular cities or territories in Europe which tie back to melanated families. All right. Okay, and the family that's with us on the phone, you press *6 to get in the queue if you want to put something on it. It's a little different than the blog talk. All right. All right, hold on a second. We got a call. All right, I think I know who this is. I'm going to open up your line. Peace and love. Your line is open, 775.
Peace and love, sis. How you doing? How's everybody doing? Peace and love, Brother Sean and Sister Sandra. And everybody else, Purple Pill.
Peace and love. This is my millennial, isn't it?
Yes. I got a new name, y'all. My Choctaw brother, he calls me She Who Walks in the Mist.
Oh, I love that. She Who Walks in the Mist. Beautiful.
And he gifted me my first feather.
Oh, that is so sweet. How beautiful.
Yes, it was very emotional. And a talking stick, too, so now I feel like I can say what the hell I want.
I know that's right. I know that's right, sis. I know that's right.
But no, the reason
Good to hear you.
Yeah, I wanted to share something that just happened. I had to go into my closet because y'all know I got these babies. This just happened, y'all. So I have she's slightly melanated. I'd say she's Irish. She came into my garage because I was listening on my laptop, and she kind of snuck up behind me. And so she's like, I was like, you know, I was kind of fumbling because I was like, I don't know how long she's been standing there. Was she there?
Right. I'm MFing and SBing and right.
So I'm like, oh shit, like, oh gosh, okay. So what do? So I looked at the screen, I put it on pause real quick, and I started reading the slide about how you had it was a picture of some Irish little girls, and they were like the first slaves, right? So I read that slide to her, and she was like, all this time I've been calling my children Irish twins, and that's a derogatory statement. I was like, yeah, pretty much. Because back then the Irish, they would call them, they say that they bred too much and they had too many children, and they had children back to back, and so they would call them Irish twins. And that side of my family, through my grandmother, she shared that with me. So it's like, okay, I know that's true because I know she's part Irish. So anyhow, I wanted to share that. And then the other part was she started telling me about her friend who is from a patriarchal background, and she decided to change her last name. And they changed their name, and she said that I guess she must have some kind of connections with Trump or something, but she said that Trump told her that they're not white, W-H-I-T-E. They're white, Y-T. Can I get the bomb, the explosion bomb? Somebody do it for me.
Yeah, I'm gonna. I'm sorry, sis. I was just such. I was. Damn.
What I say, sis? No. There you go. But for her to come out and just say that to me, I would just, obviously she feels comfortable. Of course she knows that I know some stuff and I'm culturally sound because she likes sending her children over here because she says they need to learn, you know, some indigenous culture. So, but the funny thing was that I had not heard of that, and so I was looking at the show, and somebody in the chat, I was listening to your show, and somebody in the chat had put that, and I was like, what they talking about? What can you kind of elaborate on that a little bit, sis? Because I don't know what that means exactly, but I know I've seen it before, and I saw it in the chat on your show.
Right. So I'm going to go to the etymology. Come on here, goddammit thing. And you know it was meant for that lady to hear you, right? Here, to sneak up behind you. It was meant. It was meant for that lady to. Well, I don't know. I'm not saying she snuck up behind you, but it was meant for it to roll out like that. Because she needed to learn. So obviously, she's vibrating at a certain frequency, and she noticed it's bullshit.
Yeah, she do, because her son she says her son is part Native American, and I'm like, I don't think that's a thing. I just don't like all these damn terms, but y'all know what I mean. And
right.
So from the Dakota area. But you know, she's in tune. She's definitely in tune. I think that in her bloodline, I always say these cool ass white people out here, y'all, they great grandmama probably was melanated because
probably was.
They be cool as a fan and they be in tune.
Yep, be cooler than a fan. Cool. Exactly. And I'm sorry. I have respect for that. I'm not finna throw no motherfucking shade on that. I'm just not finna sit up here and do it. Because the truth is the truth.
Absolutely.
I'm sorry. So if they spitting truth and they recognizing us for who we really are and who they more than likely are, it is what it is. I don't have anything against them. Matter of fact, I respect them.
Yeah.
So
Baba
I'm
Dick
gonna
Gregory
go.
said, sis,
Go
remember,
ahead.
I just want to say, leave with this last part. Baba Dick Gregory said, when I went to one of his lectures, back when I was living in Atlanta, and I took my mom to it because I was like, she got to hear the part where Dick Gregory tried to tell his mama about Jesus. And, you know, I know y'all heard that. So I was like, I got to take my mom. She got to hear this because my mama, she loved her some Jesus. I had to take her a snapshot of some Jesuses on Facebook, and I said, I said, pick you one. There's a whole bunch of them. But real quick, though, Dick Gregory said he used to tell us, y'all mad at the wrong white folks. And that always stuck with me. And I had to stop being mad at my grandmama.
Indeed.
So there we go, y'all. I'm going to let y'all go ahead and roll with it. Thank you so much for taking my call. I love y'all. I think about y'all all the time. Thank you for sharing, you know, different posts with me throughout the week. I love y'all so much. And we'll talk soon.
We love you.
I'll keep listening.
So how did you say your neighbor spelled the white? Because I brought up the WIGHT, but how'd you say she spelled it as what Trump card said the spelling of it was? Because I'm a bring up both.
Okay, she said YT. Let me go get my unabridged real quick. It's in the kitchen because I pulled it out for her too. And I still got it turned. Here I go.
Okay. I'm going to read both.
WYTHE.
WYTHE. Oh, yeah. I've seen that before. All right. So I'm going to read the WIGHT. That comes from Old English wit, living being, creature, person, something, anything, from Proto-Germanic, and it's the source of Old Saxon, white, WIHT, thing, demon, Dutch, witch, a little child. So they're breaking that one down to say creature, demon. Old Norse called it a thing, creature. Swedish, spirit of the earth, gnome. Let's see what else. Not related to the Isle of Wight, which is Latin. All right. So we're going to do the WHTHE. So let's see what etymology. Nope, etymology don't find that.
I'm looking at my unabridged too. You said WH.
Yeah, because I thought they said it's WHTHE.
It's like literally the last word in my unabridged on the W's. And then it says it's WYTHE, and then it says it's the same as WITHE.
Okay, I found it under WYTHE.
I'm going to WITHE right now to see if I can see the other one.
Okay, because under the WYTHE, it says regard, now this is interesting. Regard or treat as equal. Early 15th century, liken, make a comparison, represent as similar, from Old French comparer, to compare, liken, from Latin, to liken, to compare, with, together. All right, and then it goes down to in phrase, without compare, it might be altered by folk etymology from compare, rival, or blended with it. Middle English, yeah, so that particular one, it's just really saying it's comparison. So who are they comparing themselves to?
Always.
So what? Yeah, what are they comparing themselves to? Represent as similar. So that's interesting.
This one says a tree, a binding, a tough, flexible branch or twig. They're trying to put, like, you know how the Moors say, you know, the Moors, maritime law dealing with, I'm trying to get the right word and I can't think of it. It's in my head. Docking the birthing, the whole birthing process and how that ties into the whole Moorish science and, you know, us coming in on a vessel and this, that, and the third. Are they trying to mimic with the whole tree analogy and the twigs and all that? That's what it looks like. I think
that too, I think it has double meanings. That's a very good point. I think, and this is the gardener side in me, y'all, because you can take a tree and you can crossbreed a tree. So you can literally take a branch and you could take another from another tree of similar nature, and you can make a little cut on that original branch, make a cut on the other branch, and bind them together, put them two cuts together, and wrap it up. And do you know that motherfucking tree is going to grow both? Y'all can look it up. I'm not making it. I literally got in my front yard a 5 type of apple tree. There are people that, and it's called grafting. Okay, y'all this should sound familiar to y'all when I talk about grafting. So you can literally take and make an entire fruit species blended as the same tree. So when, to me, it also means that when they're talking about comparison, represent as similar. So it was the blending of those bloodlines. Now that's just me. That's just me. That's the gardener side.
Sis, I'm glad you used that as an analogy. I was just telling my husband, y'all ever seen that movie Divergent?
Yes.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so you know how they say when you breed, like, I hate using this as an example, but it's the only one that I know is dogs. They say that mutts are healthier, live longer, are stronger than these ones who are what you call purebreds, because it's basically incest. Like you're causing the dogs to create incest. Well, the reason why I'm using Divergent, I honestly feel like the people who have mixed with the bloodlines, like have the mix of all the bloodlines, I feel like they're the Divergents.
Now,
I don't know. Just
it's
a thought.
interesting that you say that, sis. No, you are not off at all. When I was in a meditation session years ago, almost 10 years ago, and I was like, why are we going through this? Why is this happening? And it was brought to me about, you know, don't you remember the fall of the civilizations, woo, woo, woo. And then it talked about, it was showing me the blending of the bloodlines and how it had to happen to clean up the mess that was created. So that's why I'm so strong with the people that are in this realm at this time is supposed to be cleaning up your bloodline, because you're breaking those generational curses. And yes, we are the stronger stock because we have all of that running through our bloodline. So that's why I tell folks that keep pushing this narrative, oh, they trying to kill us, blah, blah. Well, hell, if that's the case, goddammit, why you still here? And the ones that talk about, oh, you know, they trying to do lessen the birth rates of melanated folks, and you know how many melanated babies are aborted every year, woo, 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 woo. And I'm not discounting any of that information. But my point is, look at the spiritual side of it. They can't get rid of you. They literally cannot get rid of you because you have went through literally a mutation. So you have taken on all these other bloodlines mixed with your DNA, and then it's making the shit even stronger. And
well, I need my Ninja Turtle powers.
Exactly. And now to top it off, with Mother Earth sending the UV radiation to upgrade the DNA, that's why they're making all these X-Men movies. And you generational Xers, which that's my generation, God damn it, X-Men is you! It's us! Because they knew we would be the bloodline, the 1% that shut the shit down. And the millennials and the Z's are the crystal children.
Mhm. And the Earth children, Captain Planet. Y'all remember Captain Planet?
No, I don't remember that one, but okay.
Yeah,
that's for the millennials. Captain Planet, he's our hero. Gonna take pollution down.
I don't remember, but yeah. Yeah. That's us. We're the ones that's bringing the new stuff forward. So that's why I'm strong in what I say is you're supposed to be creating the new world. You're supposed to be breaking those generational curses through your bloodline. And that's why I tell melanated people, don't think that white folk ain't going to make it. Because you don't know who is whom, because everybody mixed the fuck up. So I'm just saying. But very, very, very good drop, sis. Thank you so much for calling in and putting something on it.
Oh, thank you. It's my pleasure as always. Peace and love, fam.
Okay, peace and love, beloved. Woo! All right, y'all. Damn. So she said she in the garage listening on her little laptop, and the little neighbor, next thing she know, her Caucasian neighbor was probably like, what the hell is going on here? But shout out to her Caucasian neighbor for seeing the shit for the way it is.
And
all right.
They get choice in this day and age.
Right.
They need to realize that they have to know who they are.
Absolutely.
I mean, to me, more importantly than the corporation admitting who we are, which we should know who we are.
Indeed.
I'm just waiting for them to admit who they are.
Who they are. Absolutely.
I mean, they ain't got to tell me who I am. I already know. My grandmama and them made sure I knew that.
Right.
I mean, I would just like for them to explain who they are and how they got here.
Exactly.
Because unless the whole Aboriginal or torturing thing is just another program, them motherfuckers had to come from someplace else.
Right.
Because for everybody to say that there were Aboriginal people on the planet, they had to come from someplace else. I mean, whether they were created by the Moors, as they say, whether they were seeded by quote-unquote aliens or whatever, whoever. I just want them to admit who they are. They lock up a lot of people over identity theft.
Yes,
and fraud.
they do.
It's the biggest crime on the planet.
Right.
But y'all really want us to believe that we're about to come into this whole new free world society, returning back to a matrilineal society, and you can't even tell the truth of who you are.
Say that shit again now. Say that shit again now.
How can you trust somebody that won't even tell you the truth of who they are?
Right.
And for them not to care enough about you to ask about who you are or
acknowledge
they know. Or admit that they know.
Exactly.
And treat you accordingly, because when these people go over to other countries, they treat them people with the utmost respect.
Yep.
That everybody that come here look down on us and treat everybody else with respect.
Right. Right. And this is our shit. Now, mind you, this is our motherfucking shit.
But people worried about everybody else being so comfortable here. And we not.
Exactly.
Worried about everybody else ready to protest and go out there for everybody else. Because you see our people in every goddamn march or protest they hear it. I don't care what it's about. You go see some darkies sprinkled off in there. I mean, they say you can't go nowhere and not see white people. That ain't true. You can't go no place and not see darkies.
Right.
They may hide them, but they're around somewhere. You may not necessarily see them, but they see your black ass.
Indeed.
But the difference is they know who they are.
That is correct.
And I think that's another reason why they look down on us when they come over here. They know that they coming to get a slice of the pie over here. They know all I got to do is come over here, be a good corporate citizen. I still get to fly back and forth home. I still get to keep my native language, everything.
Right.
I get to practice my culture because, you know, it's all good over there. We can do whatever we want over there. All we got to do is be good corporate citizens and not tell them dumbasses who they are.
Right.
That ain't no problem for them, as you see.
Exactly. Exactly. And so, you know, to Caucasians, you know, it's certainly not my responsibility to tell you what to do. I'm just putting it out there and just telling you the same things that I told the melanated folk You need to know who you are. If you truly want to live in truth and be free, you have to know who you are. So that means tracing back your bloodline. And the other thing I wanted to say, only thing I can think of, and this is just based on ancient maps, because we know you do research that Caucasians are not indigenous to Europe. We know that. Only thing I can think of is, and it's based on them ancient maps, is that the Caucasians came off of that continent in Africa. So I don't know, well, what they call in Africa now. I don't know what the fuck shook down over there, but as those civilizations, and Brother Sean, once again, mentioned the little Netflix thingy that you and I are watching, and don't it talk about the Neanderthal? Now, am I making this motherfucking shit up? Don't it talk about the Neanderthal and the Asians? Can you name that Netflix series again?
Orthodox Chronicles.
Yep. So that flick, in the first 15 minutes, it kind of lays out for you how the Asians and the Neanderthal teamed up. Well, they're going to eventually team up. I ain't even got to the little series. To rule the world.
No, the Asians double-crossed them. Right off the rip.
Right. But what came to me, Brother Sean, when I was watching that, I said, ah! So the melanated Asians made it with the Neanderthals.
Mm-hmm.
So wouldn't that create a new race or bloodline, hence the Caucasians?
Yeah, and Voodoo. They had the purple blood.
Oh, okay then. Okay, I'm just making sure I picked the motherfucking shit up properly. So when they do DNA today, they admit that Caucasians have the Neanderthal blood.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So this shit goes back. I'm sorry, go ahead, Brother Sean.
And you know, like, it's an amalgamation of tribes. You know, there's a whole bunch of different tribes that came together to form a nation.
Right.
They had their individual tribes, and early on in it, they all take pride in that. You know, they had different gods that they worship, different cultures. And they acknowledged that and respected that from one another.
Yep.
Until you had a patriarchal takeover.
Exactly. And interestingly enough, if you all know your research, Caucasians were also, you can find pictures in like the 1800 books, the 1700 books, of showing melanated faces. So that whole mulatto white came off of that Caucasian line, but that Caucasian line is mixed with Neanderthal and Asian. So that's why some of those 1800s was showing melanated faces as Caucasians. So
look at Mandela with his chinky eye.
Exactly. So yeah, this shit runs pretty deep, and that's for everybody. So meaning Caucasians, melanated people, indigenous to your respective lands, as well as the melanated conquerors who was going around taking people's shit. It goes deep, but it's your responsibility. It's each and every one's responsibility to research who they are and make the decision on which way you want to roll. But I will tell you this. Mama gonna win. That's the winning side. So, all right, y'all, here we go. Okay, we talked about the father-in-law. Oh, this is what I want to point out, y'all. Hold on. Sis Sandra, you still on?
She has been quiet, but she didn't hit mute.
Yeah. Let me open her back up. She went back on mute. Or maybe she muted herself.
Yeah, maybe she muted herself.
Okay, sis, I'm going to open you back up and just let me know if you wanted to go on mute. But I saw you drop off, so let me unmute you.
They muted. They muted me. And I've been trying to...
I saw you go on mute. I'm like, wait a minute. I don't see her there. That's why I'm like, Sis Sandra, you there?
No, they muted me when you went into the question and answers thing. And then when your Vegas came on, I thought she was listening and hearing me, and I know she didn't because nobody said a word when I said that.
Yeah. I see you, and we'll work it out because you're still showing up in the queue.
I have to put myself back in the queue.
Go ahead if you want to put something on it.
What I'm saying. Okay, this is my thing. You guys probably gonna yell and screaming, but anyway. But Cain, you know, like that in Cain and Abel. When Cain left the garden, according to the script, he went into the land of Nod. They don't tell you what that land of Nod is. I believe it was in Africa, underground, mating with the Neanderthal. I say this because the Khans is the derivative of the Cain with the K. The Indians, the Mexicans, the Saudis, the Turks, they're all Khans. That's their last name, Khan, like Genghis Khan. So that's where they said it was the Canaanites, that was cursed, namely us, but that's not true. It was Cain, I believe, went over into Africa when he left. Because one of the people in the Anunnaki said Cain's seed survived the flood.
Mm-hmm.
And then all of a sudden, I was looking at a diamond that they were, the Saudis were fighting over, and their ancestor's name was Khan. It was a 30-carat diamond they were fighting over. And I said, oh, like in Canaanites. And so that's how I got it. And, and their foods in the Indians, they tie back to that Khan thing, too. So I think that's how they got that Asian persuasion with those R1B1s.
Yeah, Deep H2O in the chat says, and that would explain the Mongoloid, Asian, and Himalayan people mixing with that branch of humanity. Yeah, that would make sense, Deep H2O, of them mixing, because they've been mixing for quite some damn time now.
Yep.
Those areas all have mountainous areas, cold weather climate, no real vegetation, and lack of seasonal sunshine. people in this region will lack melanin, be more aggressive because food isn't plentiful, only seasonal, so they have to hunt for food. Yeah, that's a good point, Deep H2O. And isn't it interesting that Asia is going back up under ice? We already know that because that's why they have their asses over in Africa and bought up all of that land in California trying to grow food. So,
and
here, I'm sorry, go ahead, sis.
And another thing too about them in China, Muhammad went over to China and made a deal with China for them to, do something for their people, the Muslims. To recognize them as brothers and all that kind of stuff. So they have China already on notice who they are. And I said, I understand. So they're hooked up with the Muslims. And of course, what's his name? Farrakhan, his daddy is a part, I think, white man.
Yeah. I think Purple Pill put that. I think Purple done dropped that in the chat room a couple of little times.
Yeah. And so they hooked up with China. The Muslims do.
The thing is, they tried to do something. China at one point was going to try and give them $1 billion, but that was squashed because they run around talking about that Asiatic black man stuff. But I still don't.
Yeah, they do.
China was going to give who $1 billion?
The Nation of Islam.
Nation of Islam.
Yeah. But I still don't link Canaanites with Khan. They're two different people. They're two different bloodlines. I mean, I've heard people try and link the two together, this, that, or the other, but Genghis Khan, that was a different conquering line, which was on the Mongoloid side.
Right. I think they are GGs myself, so, what can I say?
Mongoloids, it's obvious that according to the names that we've been given, they're the ones that fit the Mongoloid description.
Yep.
I mean, all you got to do is look at their descendants, the descendants from that bloodline.
Right.
I mean, whether or not he had melanin in him, they try to debate that, but just looking at the time period where he existed, he had to have been melanated.
Yeah, and they came over here and took 20 to 30,000 of us in captivity. Genghis Khan did that. That's how the Native Americans came over, because the women came first.
I'm not sure how far they made it up into here.
Well, they have the DNA in North America. Yeah, it came into
South America. I'm talking about North.
Yeah, they did it. They did marauder over here.
I'm just saying, I don't know how far they got, because when their descendants are questioned to this day, they talk about things were here when they got here.
Yes, they do. And they said they're not the mound builders. Am I right or am I wrong?
Right, and majority of them stayed in the plateau regions.
Yeah.
So they weren't all down here. If we didn't finally lose everything to the late 1800s, Genghis Khan hadn't brought his ass all the way up in here and done shit.
No, he didn't.
He died sickly trying to make it back home. He died out on the conquest. He never
he
made
had,
it all the way up in here.
He had grandsons and all that kind of stuff. And
Yeah, but all that shit fell apart after he died. The kingdom was never the same. It never reached the same glory.
No, I didn't say it reached the glory, but they did.
And that means without him in the same glory, they couldn't have never got over here and took over. Look how long it took the Moors and their pets to get it from him.
I understand he was already dead, but when he took our people to Russia, it was not him. It was after his death, and the next in line, I don't know if his son or grandson or whoever. It started with an S, and I don't remember the name.
There's different bloodlines in South America and North America.
You mean of the Khan?
Of people. You said he took us.
Well,
none of my bloodline traces down to South America.
Yours
took indigenous people from South America. He didn't take us. Is what I'm saying.
Well, anyway, he took people from here, melanated people from here to Russia. Because I looked at the history of the Russian people over there and the Jewish people.
Already melanated people in Russia.
Yeah, there was a sect and others.
They sat on the throne. And just real quick, Deep H2O goes, and Rhonda, Sean, and Sandra, Mongolia borders Russia.
Yeah, it does.
Mm-hmm.
And then the Mongolians,
people, they were melanated.
The Mongolians came in there and took Russia over too.
Well, I can't tell, not by the pictures that I pulled.
Well, the Mongolians came over there and look at Putin. He looks like a darn Mongolian.
Well, no. You're not going to jump timelines on me now.
No, I'm not jumping timelines.
No.
Well, Putin's been around. No, you know, Putin's been cloned or whatever he is. Always older than what he said. They got history of him back in the 30s.
What do the 30s got to do with the 1700s, 1800s? The pictures that I pulled of those czars, they were straight melanated with motherfucking afros, dark, and their eyes did not have the slant of their bloodline. So I don't see where they took over their bloodline. It doesn't show. Not in Russia.
Well, Genghis Khan history is like 1100, 1300s as far as I know of. And then he had other ones. That Bhutan.
That very well may be so. But what we are telling you is they did not take over all of those kingdoms like they said, because I don't see that in the pictures. Now, I'm only judging by eyesight. I don't see that. The melanated czars and all of that, they didn't have
they killed them too.
The slant to the eyes.
They killed them czars.
So now you got the receipts on that before I go round and round. You got the receipts on when they killed the czars, the time frame.
Oh Lord. Oh. No, I don't have the time.
That's okay if you don't have them. That's okay. I'm saying that to say you got to bring these specific timelines. We got to have specific timelines. When we bring up statements, this one took that one there and this one ruled there, I got to have a timeline. Because then I can match up what you say. But if you just give blatant information, I'm going to go back to my timelines and say, well, no, they were melanated in this block of time, they were melanated in that block of time, and I didn't see any signs of the mixing, the mongoloid blood. You got to give me specifics. That's all I'm saying. And if you don't have them tonight, that's fine. Just bring them so we can line the stuff up. That's all. That's all. No biggie. All right. Here we go. So, Caucasian folk, y'all was sitting up y'all done just pretty much you done made up your own royal bloodline in the Americas. Pretty much that's what the fuck was being done. And unless your folk tie back to the people that was making up this fuck shit, more than likely you fell in the middle and Yeo-man classes, the southern bullies, and the white trash set at the feebly at the bottom. The lowest forms trace their lineage only to the convicts and indentured servants of Jamestown. They were the befouled heirs of poor vagrants, or those from the back alleys of old London. For her part, in the plot of her novel Dread, Stowe divided poor southern whites into three classes: vicious, mean whites, like Huntley's southern bullies, were litigious beings, wallowing in a continual drunken stupor while dreaming of possessing a slave to order around. Beneath the vicious were the white trash who lived as scared animals, objects of disgust. But the most interesting class in Stowe's book were her half-breeds. The character Miss Sue was one of Virginia's Peyton's good blood, whose family degenerated as a consequence of losing its wealth. Impetuously, Sue married John Cripp, a poor white, but thanks to pedigree, their children could be saved. They were pretty and wore their biological inheritance on their faces, with none of the pronunciation or manners of wild white children. Did y'all catch that? So, Miss Sue married up, and her children were mixed, and they were pretty and wore their biological inheritance on their face, and they didn't wore the manners of wild white children. So now what does that sound like to y'all? Maybe I'm just crazy. Maybe I'm reading the shit all the way wrong.
No, that sounds like what we see or what we seen coming up. Watching white kids cuss their parents out, and we looking astonished, just waiting for the child to get slapped into next week. And it don't happen.
Absolutely that. But it sounds like Miss Sue got some melanated blood mixed up there in there. That's how them kids became pretty. And how they came up on some wealth. Because isn't that the stereotype that was reversed and flipped now, where some melanated people feel that in order for their children to be pretty, they need to be mixed?
Or to have good hair.
Right. Right. So I find that highly interesting. In popular depiction, poor white trash were, above all, curious folks whose habits were as queer as any description of Chinese or Indians. Or, as a New Hampshire school teacher observed of clay eaters in Georgia, the children were permanently aged. Even at 10 years old, their consonants are stupid and heavy, and they often become dropsical and loathsome to sight. Nothing more dramatic signifying a dying breed than the decrepitude of wrinkled and withered children. So I'm assuming why them babies were looking that way was from poor fucking nutrition. Commentators repeatedly emphasize the odd skin color, unnatural complexion of a ghastly yellowish white, or as Huntley observed, skin the color of yellow parchment. So yeah, they had to be sick with that particular hue from lack of nutrition. There were cotton-headed or flaxen-headed children whose unhealthy whiteness resembled the albino. There were poor white, dirt-eating urchins who bore a cadaverous, bloodless look. Their hair, identified as crops, took on the appearance of the soil-depleted cotton that surrounded them. The women were a wretched specimen of maternity rather than idle breeders, nor did they care properly for their offspring. The tallow-faced gentry, as one Kansas newspaper disapprovingly labeled them, routinely stuffed their infants' mouths with clay. So all of y'all from the South, y'all know who the fuck I'm talking about. Specifically Georgia, y'all talk about eating that red clay dirt.
Yeah.
Oh, okay then. I knew it wasn't only me that knew that. that I heard folks talk about that. The words describing poor white trash had not been quite so pronounced since the 17th century. Okay? So once again, this shows you, she said 17th century. So this shows you whites was not holding up those seats of power.
Did you hear the adjectives she used in describing them people?
Yeah.
It was nothing nice. And I mean, our people get mad at the word nigger. And
right.
You hear the way them people talk about.
I know. It's sad. It sounds like, damn, that's harsh as fuck. It's very harsh.
And she uses multiple syllable adjectives.
Yeah. Yeah, it's all the way fucked up. It really is. And for those of you that, when we talk about eating the dirt, eating the clay, from a nutritionist standpoint, that's your body craving some minerals. You were missing minerals. So what better way to get those minerals were through the soil, especially back then, because the soil wasn't polluted like it is today. So that's just a little bit on that. But based on how, quote, quote, whites were literally starving, the mother didn't have a choice but to have her babies eat clay, because that's probably the only form of fucking nutrition they were getting. Anytime the author says that the white trash were below the slaves, damn, that shit is deep. All right, so like breeds I'm sorry. Go ahead, sis. Go ahead.
No, my son texted me. He said the information is in the Black Athena. Do you have that book about the Mongolians and the Neanderthal? Yeah, he has it. Hopefully he'll look it up.
Okay.
But it's in there. I knew I had heard about it before somewhere. But it's the Black Athena.
About the Mongolians and the Caucasians, you said?
Yeah.
Oh, and the Neanderthal? Oh,
yeah.
Damn. Okay.
It's in the Black Athena, he said. Well, I think that's what he said. He wrote the word Netherlands, but I'm sure he meant Neanderthal, because that's the subject we were on.
Okay.
So, yeah, he has it. He has a lot of anthropology books that he was kind of nuts over, and he always, used to chop it up with me, as you say, about different things, and that's what a lot of the stuff I remember from those books. What's his name? But anyway, hopefully, since he has the book, he'll look it up for you.
Yeah. Yeah, and I'll try to see if I can find it online as well, but that makes sense. But in that little series, they lay this shit out in the first 15 minutes of the series.
Did they?
That Netflix series, and I was like,
oh,
but I think I understand. So
those are
very good.
I'm gonna mute myself.
Okay, sweetheart. All right, because it sounds like your dog want to put something on it. All right.
Yeah, because in Arthur Chronicles, they done all type of mixing and everything.
Yeah.
Whatever they had to do for power.
Sure did.
That's what it was all about. I mean, and they figured mixing they see would bring about a certain peace, this, that, or the other, and actually bring them together, and it didn't. Just like it don't now, just because somebody else decided, okay, I want to marry outside the race, this, that, or the other. Everybody in your family don't accept that shit.
Exactly.
Just like everybody in the family don't accept the melanated people that you with.
Right. And like I said earlier, that's where the melanated folks fail, because we were mixing with other melanated bloodlines that we weren't fucking supposed to be mixing with.
Exactly. People think the mixing of your seed is just with a different quote-unquote color.
And
it's different bloodlines. We mix our seed all the time. I mean, if you wasn't mixing your seed, you involved in incest.
Yeah, totally agree with you on that. Totally agree. Agree with you on that. So yeah, the shit is deep. I'm sorry, go ahead, Brother Sean.
But it's also from a frequency aspect.
Exactly.
If you with somebody that's low vibrational, that's the type of product that that's the type of life that you're gonna bring in here.
Exactly.
I mean, if you really want your children to be something special, you got to take your time with who you jumping up and down with.
Exactly. Absolutely. It's extremely important, and I could tell we were on the same wavelength, because I was literally about to say out of my mouth, is the vibration.
Mm-hmm.
It's literally the vibration. So when our ancestors was getting with people because they wanted to live a certain lifestyle, and that those particular people didn't share your same value system. They did not honor the matriarch. They did not honor natural law. You were fucking out of violation right there. And you set it up for the cursing of the bloodlines, where we had to go through this loop to pay back karmatic debt to break the fucking cycle. So when people talk about us, quote, quote, falling, when the white man came over, no, boo, you better motherfucker rethink that shit again. We had been failed. When we let them over here, melanated people over here, said, fuck the matriarch, fuck all of that. The men are going to make these deals with these other melanated men. Oh, yeah, they like these furs. Oh, yeah, we going to hunt these animals and sell it to them for commerce. Oh, you want to come up over here and cut down trees and dig up natural resources and put up these stone buildings? This is all melanated. The white man ain't have a motherfucking thing to do with that. Right there was the final fall. That was the final fall. Because we were already fallen and changed the realm to a lower vibration. So, very good point, Brother Sean. Very good point. Oh. All right, so damn it. I was running my mouth now and lost my doggone. Oh, man, on the next page, I see mongrels. Goddamn it, we finna get into it. And if y'all want to put something on it, callers, you have to press *6 to get in the queue. I know that's new from our other system. All right. So, like breeds, like continue to serve as the guiding principle etched into these damning portraits. Doris Mary Boykin Chestnut of a wealthy South Carolina family offer one of the most repellent of mid-century snapshots. A woman from her neighborhood, one Millie Tremlin, was thought a witch by poor whites. Superstitious hordes had her bones dug up and removed from consecrated ground 3 times and scattered elsewhere. Despised by her own kind and living off charity, she was, Chestnut wrote, a perfect specimen of the sandhill Tacky race. Tacky was a degenerate breed of horse that lived in the Carolina marshlands. Oh, see, I learned something new. Now we know where that slang tacky comes from. Tremlin looked the part. Her skin was yellow and leathery. Even the whites of her eyes were bilious in color. She was stumpy, strong, and lean, hard-featured, horn-fisted. Few were concerned about, much less offered any solution to their terrible poverty. Regarded as specimens more than cognitive beings, white trash sandhillers and clay eaters loomed as abnormalities, deformities, a notorious race that would persist generation after generation, unaffected by the inroads being made by social reformers. Only a minority of Southerners were like William Grigg, who considered training poor white trash for factory labor. Defenders of slavery had come to argue that the system of unpaid labor was unnatural and necessary, and actually superior to free labor. Okay, so consistently, throughout this book, this author has made it clear was the detriment for the come up of white folk, because that would stop them from getting paid and to be able to support their family, et cetera, this, that, and the third. So help me to understand again how we are being told the narrative that slavery was for the benefit of the white person. It's not true. It is not true. And for those of you who keep talking about I'm on melanated people now, who keep talking about reparations for slavery, this is why you'll never fucking get it. You're not going to get it just based on your skin color. Because they got to pay the white folk too. This was about these European families that ran shit. It wasn't about color. They didn't give a fuck about your color. It's about how can you benefit them. All right. Okay. In 1845, former Governor James Henry Hammond of South Carolina insisted that slavery should be the cornerstone of all relations and that class subordination was just as natural. Jefferson's all men created as equal was, Hammond insisted without shame, a ridiculously obscured concept. Now a circle of influential Southern intellects were openly insisting that freedom was best achieved when people remain within their proper station. So again, this was about classism, not about a slave system based on your skin being melanated. It was about class. All right? And the white folk that did have power back then, they were all about, they didn't give a goddamn about other white folk if you were not in their class. The intellectual Caucasians had arrived. Okay? You catching what she's saying? She is telling you the invention of the white race in America. She's telling you how it happened. In 1850, Professor Nathaniel Beverly Tucker of the College of William and Mary averred that this type possessed traits in the highest perfection and was naturally prepared for rule over both blacks and inferior whites. This is in 1850. So, if you go by what they're teaching today, slavery didn't end until 1865. So if white folks was holding all them slaves, the melanated slaves at that, why the fuck would blood have to say that it's based on traits in the highest perfection and was naturally prepared for rule over both blacks and inferior whites? This is 1850 that Blood made this statement. And I told y'all whites did not come into power. The earliest was the mid-1800s, late 1800s they started taking over, By the 1900s, they started closing the door. Hence, the two back-to-back world wars. WW2 was the final dethroning of those other melanated folks that was left around, scragglers. All right. 6 years later, the Richmond Inquirer restated the increasingly popular view that slavery should not be a matter of complexion, but of lineage and habits. Thus, it is not surprising that Harriet Beecher Stowe had slaveholders wishing for a new class of poor whites, a class of white slaves. So melanated people, you can fucking forget that reparation slave narrative. You can go on and sit down and have several motherfucking seats, because you got to come with the receipts to prove that your lineage was held in bondage. So Caucasian whites have just as much of a fucking claim as you do. All right. Like other nomadic races, Huntley wrote white trash should pass further and further westward and southward until they eventually become absorbed and lost among the half-civilized mongrels who inhabited the plains of Mexico. So who is the Native American again? That they call a Native American today? Yeah. So Native Americans, you want to know why your bloodline looks Mexican and Asian? And you got straight hair? Outward migration was the saving grace for the new elitists. All right, family. So we're going to stop it right there. Dang, y'all, I done got 11 o'clock already. So we're going to go for last words. Sis Sandra, you have any last words for the family? Or you still
well, you know, I'm always
Yeah,
I have to unmute myself. The last time I was muted, period. I don't know why. The thing is, there's so many things that you say about what's happened back now is why they march in today. Because they got to have some kind of secret code for them all to get out there. For some reason, either they're losing something, they found out that they are not as important as they thought they were in the scheme of the Americas, and that all their riches that they pilfered from the people they took the names from is being lost because they're angry. I don't think they're angry because of George Floyd was murdered or sacrificed or whatever happened. This book, all this stuff of slavery and stuff, I think it has a whole lot to do with what's going on right now. So I guess we're going to uncover the details of it. I do have this book, and I hope I'll be here next week to go through it with you about the paper stores I have.
Yeah, you can get the paper stores, and if you can, bring the information on the Mongoloid and the Neanderthal. I'll try to look for it as well. That'll be great too.
Yeah, my life is kind of like getting kind of different right now. So I hope to be able to do that. My son has the Black Athena, but he doesn't live at my house. So
I can reach out to him too. I can reach out to him and try to find the information and find exactly what page and stuff it's on.
Yeah, he could possibly fix it to you or something like that, because he's out talking about, I done told you many times before, it's in that Black Athena. But sometimes these subjects come up, and I just quote it off the top of my head, and I don't remember where I got the sources from. But yeah, they're printed somewhere. That's I forget his name, the author. He always talk about that author. He was a white Jewish man, I believe, the author of the Black Athena. Mm-hmm.
Gotcha. And so, real quick before I go to Brother Sean, Deep H2O says basically they were trying to figure out conceptually how to industrialize slavery based on population, right or wrong. Absolutely. That's exactly what they were doing. That's exactly what they're doing.
That's what they're trying to do now. They're trying to enslave people again with, how this global stuff was supposed to take off, but it don't look like it's going that way. But that's what they were planning for.
It don't look like any of the stuff they trying to pull off. It ain't none of the bullshit working, because even
not.
I know their feelings is straight motherfucking hurt that it didn't take out as many people as they thought, because folks' immune system is a hella stronger than they thought it was.
Yeah, with the corona, all of this stuff was all leveled at decreasing the population. That's what it was, and then enslaving the rest.
It ain't never worked. It ain't never worked, and it's not going to work because they don't get to make that call. It's Mother Earth that gets to make that call. So now they can stand out and tell that motherfucking plasma they genetic plan. They can tell population control. They can stand out and tell that motherfucking plasma that, because I personally don't want to hear it. So.
Yeah, that's true.
All right.
Well, I enjoy the family. I always enjoy the family. I enjoy learning stuff about what is what in Mother Earth, and it is applicable to now. It really is.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Brother Sean, you have any last words for the family?
No, we only got a minute.
Oh, we don't get cut off like we do on Fuckboy Blog Talk.
All right. Just basically, though, be aware of yourself.
Yep.
It's plenty of fuckery, plenty of information. The rabbit hole is infinite.
Yes.
So we can sit up and debate information, truths, this, that, or the other, but the outcome gonna be what it is, and it's already been determined. It's a done deal.
Yep.
You don't have to believe it. You don't have to like it. All you figuring out now is where you fit in this done deal.
Indeed.
Which side you on.
Indeed.
Wholeness and power, family.
Wholeness and power. I want to thank the YouTube family. Y'all hung in there with me. We'll get it worked out. If I have to go back to using my phone, I bought my fancy ass microphone. You know I'm pissed, y'all. I was ready to play with my new toys. But it's all good. We'll work it out. Thank you for hanging in there with us. Peace and love to you all. We are going to shut down the YouTube stream. We'll be back next week, same time, because I'm going to rock out with the music, and I don't want to be hit with no copyright strike. So peace and love, YouTube family. Love you very much.